Okay, nako, magandang hapon ho sa inyo lahat. Welcome sa ating program. Ako po si Sonny Laragan dito po sa Embassy Natin, Kaibigan Mo, ang inyong regular host. Every Monday ho to, no? It's a very, very special program, a brand new program. Bago pa lang ho, dahil ika-4 na episode pa lang ho sa atin ngayon, no? We started with the UK and start of this month, followed by Belgium, followed by Denmark last week, at ngayon ho, isa na namang napakabait na kaibigan ho natin. Kaibigan ho namin talagang, ito hindi ho, talagang tunay na kaibigan ho namin, ito mga nag-guest natin, mga ambassadors ho rito. We're going around the whole of Europe, doon ho sa mga nanonood ho sa atin, ito ho'y bagong palatuntunan na hopefully tuloy-tuloy ho the whole year round, kung saan nakikipag-ugnayan tayo sa mga embassies, no, mga kaibigan ho natin sa iba't ibang bahagi ho ng Europa. Europa ho, kasi andito ho tayo, ang ating main studios ay naka-base sa London. So, parang community ho natin to, buong community nating mga taga Europe ho. So, although ang ating guest ay nasa Hungary ho, pero ito ho ay para sa ating lahat ho, no? Kilalanin ho natin kung sino ho yung bagong ambassador. Yung ambassador ho ngayon, diyan ho, sa may Hungary, no? Teka muna, Hungary, but Belgium yata. Ulitin nga natin ngayon. Oo nga pala, sorry ha. Ito, papakita ko. Pasensya na ho kayo kasi napakabago ng programa namin. Ito ho, papalabas ko natin. Ayan. Okay, so, pero okay lang ho yan. Kasama ho yan sa aming katuwaan ho rito. Okay, pakikilala ko siyempre yung ating co-host na magpapakilala sa ating special guest doon. Ito ho, mga kaibigan, ang ating co-host, Katoto, Repa Peps, Barkada, walang iba kundi si Mr. PEPS Villanueva. PEPS, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sonny. At good afternoon din sa mga nanonood sa atin ngayon dito sa Filipino TV Europe. Ito po ang inyong embassy natin, kaibigan mo, sa Hungary this week, no? At tulad nga ng sinabi ni Sonny, we're very happy to have a special guest this afternoon, yung ambassador sa Hungary. So, ito medyo veterano ng career minister. Alam ba yun, Sonny? Talagang ito, career, no?
Career, yes.
Yes. No? Abogado rin, no?
Abogado, yes.
And yeah. Since his first stint sa Sydney, he hasn't looked back, no? At tuloy-tuloy ang pag-akyat, no? Sa DFA po, sa naging assistant secretary pa yan, naging congen sa The Hague, sa Dubai, no? Sa Greece, at DCM dito sa Greece as ambassador, no? Naging ambassador yan sa Greece, and then as DCM here in the UK before assuming the position of ambassador sa Hungary, no? So talaga namang itong ating bisita ngayon nakakainggit, Sonny.
Yes. Oo.
Napakatalino pa, no? Ang galing, no? And I know I am, and I'm sure you are then, no, Sonny? We are very proud to have him as our friend. So without going around the bush, pakilala na natin, Sonny, ang ating bisitang pandangal ngayong hapon dito po sa embassy natin, kaibigan mo sa Hungary on Filipino TV Europe, si Ambassador Frank R. CIMAFRANCA. Frank, good afternoon po.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon sa inyo, Peps and Sonny. At magandang hapon sa lahat ng taga-subaybay sa inyong programa sa buong Europa, lalo na dito sa Hungary and sa ibang bansa na sinasakop ng ating embahada dito sa Budapest, no? Romania, Bulgaria, Moldova, Serbia, Montenegro, Bosnia, and Herzegovina. So, siguro marami ding nanonood na mga kababayan natin sa mga bansang ito. And also, magandang bati sa lahat ng mga inyong mga fans sa iba't ibang dako ng mundo. siguro sa Pilipinas, meron na rin nanonood sa inyong programa.
Yes,
So,
kompleto.
Yes.
I'm happy. I'm happy to see you again, and thank you for inviting me in this program. Embassy natin, kaibigan mo.
Alam mo, kakaiba ka, Ambassador, dahil PEPS, ngayon ko lang nalaman, malawak na sasakupan ni Ambassador, iba-iba rin ang time zones.
Ang dami.
Halimbawa sa Hungary, alas 4 sila ngayon. Pero sa Romania, alas 5 na.
Alas 6. Alas 5.
Hindi. Alas 5 na, alas 5 na yata. Oo, tama ba? Tama yata. Oo, tama. Alas 3 sa atin. Ilang time zones ang hawak mo, Ambassador? Dalawa lang?
Pero ang kwan ata dito, pareho-pareho eh. Kasi they adopt the same Central European time zone.
One of those people who's going to be asking a question is from Bucharest, Romania. Iba ang oras nila, Ambassador. 2 oras ang pagitan, yata, from the UK.
Sa amin, no?
Sa amin, oo.
2 oras.
2 oras, oo. Parang Russia. Parang Russia yata, 2 oras yata.
Yeah.
Oo. Di ba?
Kasi malaking bansa yung Romania eh. The territory is big. Kaya yung location ng Bucharest doon sa dulo ng Romania.
Okay.
So parang America na yan. One country but different time zones depending on where you are in the country.
Yeah.
Oo.
But
Pero-
most of the countries under my jurisdiction, halos pareho
Same.
ang time zone. Yeah.
Okay.
Pero
Ah,
Sunny, doon ako bumilib kay Amba eh.
bakit?
Memoryado niya yung kanyang teritoryo.
Ilan yan, Ambassador? Ilan nga pa nga, you mentioned, nasa Hungary ka ngayon, which is the center of
Yeah.
yun, no?
Pito lang naman.
Oo. Hungary, Poland, Bosnia-Herzegovina.
Ano
Ano
ba?
pa ba?
Hindi kasama ang Poland.
Hungary, Romania,
Hindi,
hindi
Serbia.
kasama Poland.
Sorry,
Hungary,
Romania,
Moldova, Bulgaria, Serbia, Montenegro, and Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Wow. Hindi, yan, napakinggan namin, 7 lugar yan. How is it? Hindi ba yan ba, biro lang, Ambassador, yan ba dumodoble sweldo mo o nagiging 4, 5, times 7 ang sweldo mo?
Hindi. Pare-pareho pa.
Ang dami.
Pero maswerte pa nga ako, 7 lang yan eh.
Bakit?
Some of our embassies in Africa, mga 15. They cover 15 countries in Africa.
Wow, ang dami naman yan. 7. Pero okay, in better times siguro, pandemic ngayon, no? Pagka ano ba, do you get the chance ba? Will you get the chance to go around these places? Or as of now, ever since you started, first question, when did you start your post? Diyan sa iyong bagong post na yan.
Well, I arrived here December, first week of December, before the lockdown, no? And I presented my credentials to the Hungarian president January 20 of this year. And nagkaroon ng lockdown after that. So hindi ako nakapag-present ng credentials sa ibang bansa, no? And the next opportunity was last April 26. I was able to present my credentials to Romania. No? Pero virtual, hindi personal yung presentation.
So ganyan pala, Ambassador. Pag hawak mo pala yung andyan ka, no? You have the 7 countries. Dahil nga pandemic, hindi po pwede. Naging virtual yung Romania. Pero ibig sabihin, every country ba you will have to present yourself as the ambassador?
Yes. I have to present the letters of credence signed by the president to the heads of states of all these countries.
So what happens to the rest? Is it going to be like virtual again, or are you going to be waiting for better times before you go and proceed? You present yung credentials mo, sa mga embassies na yan. Kailan yan? More or less.
Face to face.
Yeah, it depends. Pero parang the other countries, the remaining countries, parang they want it face to face.
So hintay mo na lang.
You have to go there personally to present your credentials.
Pero
because of the pandemic, I'm just waiting for my second dose of the vaccine. Siguro after I have my second dose, then I can inform them that I'm okay to travel and present my credentials.
Okay. Ambassador, when the PEPS and I had the chance to interview the current ambassador, no, outgoing, si Daniel Prus sa Pilipinas. Okay. Sila, they undertake about a year or a couple of years learning the language, no? So Tagalog. So we interviewed him in full Tagalog, no? Dito sa FCO, Foreign and
Sa
Commonwealth. Doon kami, nagpunta kami. Haba, ang dami namin dinaan ng mga
Security.
checkpoints, security. Okay. Si Ed was mentioning Spanish, French. He was talking, nag-French siya, nag-Spanish siya. Ikaw ba, dyan sa Hungary or Bulgaria or Romania, ikaw ba, were you required to learn the languages?
Well, hindi. Kasi, first of all, Hungarian language is a very difficult language to learn. You will have to really, take time, to study the language. And so also with the other countries in my jurisdiction. Romanian language is also quite difficult kasi halos walang similar na language. Siguro the other mga Slavs, sa Serbia, Montenegro, and Bosnia, medyo pare-pareho ang lingwahe nila. But again, Slav is not a major language of the United Nations, so we're not required to really learn the language.
Ilang years ang tour of duty mo, Ambassador? So you started December. Ano yan? 6 years ba yan? As usual, yung mga standard na tour of duty nyo?
No. Wala na akong 6 years. In 3 years' time, I will be retiring. I will be bowing out from the service.
Oh, alright. Okay.
So, mga 3 taon na lang ang kuwan ko dito.
Wow, may 60 ka na pala, amba?
More than.
Oo nga. You don't look it, ha?
Okay, well, that's nice. At least, 3 years pala, retiring na kayo, Ambassador. At maganda, nasa Europe kayo. And we're glad na from Netherlands pa dati, and then London, and then nandiyan na kayo sa sa Hungary. Etong background na ginagamit natin, which is parang parliament nila yata. Anong pangalan nito, Ambassador?
That's the Hungarian Parliament building. It's one of the famous landmarks here in Budapest. It's just beside the Danube River.
Okay.
Malapit lang yan. It's walking distance from my residence.
Ganun ba? Okay. Teka muna. Minsan na ito di ba, pag binasa natin simple yan, yung capital niya, Budapest. Pero may naririnig ako, Ambassador, Budapest. Nagpe-pest sila.
Budapest.
Oo nga, so Budapest. So, alam ko ang Buda at saka Pest, pinuputol ng tubig yan di ba?
Yeah, ng Danube.
Danube. Nasaan kayo? Anong part ka? Buda ka o Pest?
Sa Pest side kami.
So Pest itong...
The embassy is in Buda, in the Buda side. Yeah.
Ang bahay mo, nakatira ka sa Pest.
Pest side.
So ang bahay mo...
Parliament building na yan is in the Pest side also. Yeah.
Okay. So malapit ka sa Pest, but the embassy is in Buda.
Correct.
Okay. At least nalalaman namin. Kasi first time, it's something new.
Natututunan natin yung geography ng Hungary, no?
Oo.
So you have to cross the bridge.
Anong kinakain mo rin? Anong pagkain? Meron ba tayong Filipino, mga kamukha rito sa Earl's Court, may mga restaurant na Filipino. Diyan ba meron bang presence ng Filipino by way of a sari-sari store or by way of a restaurant, Ambassador?
Yeah, there's a Filipino dito, Barako. It's a restaurant, cafe, And I think there's also one outside of Budapest, several kilometers away from Budapest. There's also a Filipina engaged in the restaurant business.
Kilala ko yan. Well, not really kilala, but I read about this guy from Barako. He did, ginawa niya ng paraan makarating sa dyan to be able to get a visa by way of an entrepreneur visa yata. Nabasa ko yata yan eh. I don't know kung tama nga, no? Pero maganda ang ginawa niya. Kumbaga, he engineered his his entry into Europe by way of that, no? Yata, hindi ko lang alam kung nakausap niyo at no? Anong pagkain diyan? Yung ating sa ambassador sa Denmark, no? He was talking about the food, mga national food diyan sa Denmark. Pati hindi ko alam kung si Ed binabanggit niya. Diyan, anong pagkain niyo?
Food pala ng Denmark is lechong kawali.
Dito ang pinaka-famous na pagkain is yung tinatawag na goulash.
Goulash.
Kumain ka na yan? Nasubukan mo na yan?
Parang stew. Stew siya.
Beef stew.
Do you like it, Ambassador? Personally, ikaw, personally, do you like it? Do you love it?
Kasi hindi ko kumakain ng beef eh.
Really ha? Hindi ko kumakain ng beef.
So, yeah.
Okay. Ano ka? Pati pork, hindi ka kumakain? Ganun?
No, I eat pork, but not beef.
Bakit?
Never. My system will not
Really,
hindi inaano sa sistema.
Hindi tinatanggap.
So, hindi ko pwede pala na steak, no? Tama ba, Peps? Hindi pwede pala si Ambassador sa steak. Wow, okay. So kumakain ka ng gulay, kumakain ka ng meat, ng baboy, pork, pero hindi beef.
Seafoods also.
Seafoods,
kasi ako, sa Pilipinas kasi, I come from Bohol, which is an island. Kaya mahilig kami sa seafoods.
Okay. Ambassador, naitanong namin doon sa mga sa mga iba pa rin mga ambassadors na guest namin dito kung bakit nila ipinursu o why did they choose that life path, no? Foreign service. Kayo ho, Ambassador, bakit nyo abogado ho kayo? Bakit ho yan? Why did you enter the foreign service?
Well, it was really my father who encouraged me to enter the DFA. After I finished my college studies in Bohol, I went to Manila to look for a job. So I was hoping to find a job in a government bank. I applied to Central Bank kasi economics ang background ko. So I applied to Central Bank and then Land Bank, I think. But my father had other ideas, so he asked me to also apply sa DFA. So just to para wala nang gulo. So I applied sa DFA. And yung pala kinausap na niya si Secretary Romulo, Minister pa noon. Carlos P. Romulo, yung logo ni Rowena.
DFA Secretary before.
He was a minister before. So, tinanggap ako agad sa DFA. After I took the entrance exam, then one week after, I was asked to report. And then after that, wala na, tuloy-tuloy na.
Teka muna. Go
I studied law. I studied law when I was already in the DFA. I attended law classes at night. So night classes at night.
So meron din pala kayong connections in a way because your father was able to go directly to the minister then. Maski paano?
Well, because my father then was a member of the Interim Batasang Pambansa. He was a member of the Interim Batasang Pambansa opposition. He was with the opposition, yung Pusyon Bisaya sa Central Visaya.
Pusyon Bisaya.
Assemblyman ang father nyo?
Yeah, my father was an assemblyman sa Pusyon Bisaya.
Kasama
sina Davide. Kasama si
Hilario.
Davide.
Hilarion yata. Hilarion, di ba?
Hilario Davide Jr., yeah.
Davide Jr.
So I know him very well. He's like a father, a second father to me.
Oh, so nasa lahi, why didn't you pursue a political career in a way? Because your dad was pushing you towards foreign affairs, but hindi mo sinabi, Dad, I want to follow your footsteps, in your footsteps.
Well, my father prepared me for that, but ako ang ayaw. I didn't want, I did not like politics.
So eventually, you loved it. When you were already in the service, foreign service, you were beginning to love it and like it. Ganun ba? Kasi sinunod mo yung wish ng father mo. Your dad wanted you because meron siya, he can, because he was a politician, he can get directly in touch with Minister Romulo then, no? Yung ano, no? So eventually, you were there. Nagustuhan mo na? Ganun?
Yeah, well, because that was the one wish of my, I was very close to my dad. So it was the only wish of my dad which I could, grant. Kasi yung unang wish niya that I follow his footsteps sa politics, ayaw ko. So he wanted me to become a lawyer, ayaw ko. So nung sinabi ako, pumasok ka sa DFA, sige, papasok ako. So yun lang ang wish niya na ginrant ko. But eventually, I also granted his other wish to become a lawyer.
Yeah, you became a lawyer.
Yung mom mo, yung mother mo, wala siyang request? How was your mom? Kamusta naman ang mami mo?
Ang request siguro ng mother ko na magpakabait ako.
Siguro ang gusto ng mother niya, magpari siya.
Wala ba wish ang mother mo during that time? Di ba may kanya-kanya wish ang father, ang mother, but your mom was really, parang bahala na yung aking husband, yung daddy mo. Ganun ba? Parang bahala na siya.
I was closer to my dad than to my mom.
Pero you grew up in, you're from Bohol, as far as we gather. Doon ka na lumaki. You were born and you grew up in Bohol. Doon ka ba?
Right.
Ang family mo ba, ang roots ba ng mga CIMAFRANCA? Because some of the families that yung mga sikat sa isang lugar, but originally their families are from, let's say, from another part of the Philippines. Ang mga CIMAFRANCA ba, tubong taga Bohol ba?
Yes, that's right. Although there are a lot of CIMAFRANCAs also in Cebu and in Dumaguete, and also in northern Mindanao.
Magkakatabi yan kasi Dumaguete would be the part where they speak the Cebuano Visayan, and Cebu, of course, is Cebu, no? So Bohol, ayan. Okay. So yung part na yun, ando ng mostly mga CIMAFRANCAs. Ayun.
If I remember right, Baclayon, di ba? Amba?
Surname?
Baclayon is the hometown of my mom, my mother.
Yeah,
but my father is from Dawis.
Dawis, yeah.
Magkalayo ba yan? Are they opposites of the whole Bohol? Opposite side yan? Hindi?
No. They are, Dawis kasi is island eh. Together with Panglao.
Panglao, yes.
Panglao Island.
Yung Panglao Island is composed of two municipalities, Dawis and Panglao.
So nasa Panglao pa rin. Panglao Island pa rin.
Magkalapit lang yung Panglao, yung Dawis at saka Baclayon dahil
correct.
pagpasok mo, Baclayon na yun eh.
Yeah, correct.
Ayun, okay. So you were growing up, politics ang mga background mo, nakikita kasi your dad was Pusyon Bisaya, di ba? Oo. Yung kanya bang mga ninuno rin nasa politics, like say yung mga grandparents mo ba were into politics?
Yeah, my grand uncle was the younger brother of my grandmother was a congressman right after the war. Contemporary ni President Marcos sa Congress.
Anong pangalan, Ambassador?
Si Luis Clarin. Kasi my paternal grandmother is Clarin. Luis Clarin. And the relatives of my grandmother, mga Clarin, were also in politics. No? Senator Clarin, then the Commonwealth, the Speaker, pro tempore of the Commonwealth, no? The Assembly, Commonwealth Assembly, si Jose Clarin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very
all right.
And all my father's brothers became mayors of their hometown.
Wow. Aba, talagang well entrenched pala kayo sa politics, no? At saka yung family niyo, no? Both sides, no? Diyan sa Bohol. This is in Bohol, no? Ambassador, no? Yan, okay.
Correct.
Peps, magbe-break lang tayo at baka sakaling tingnan natin kung may mga pagbati tayo, no? Tingnan natin
Maraming
kung may mga...
I was just about to tell you, maraming mga bumabati dito, no?
okay.
Pati sa YouTube, no? Si Oliver Fernandez. Hello po, Kuya Peps, Kuya Sonny, and our Honorable Ambassador CIMAFRANCA. Shout out po from here in Everett, near Seattle, Washington, no? Home of Boeing, Amazon, Costco, Starbucks, and Microsoft.
Wow.
Nag-advertise pa, no?
Boeing,
Pa siya, no?
Talagang
From Seattle, no? Yeah, no? And then mamaya pagbalik natin, yung mga nasa sa Facebook naman, no? Bahala ka na doon, Sonny. So, okay. Take it away.
Sandali. Yan lang natin. Marami nagmamahal kay Ambassador talaga, no?
Ang dami.
Oo.
Alam mo, pati yung mga nagde-day trip ngayon, no?
Day trip.
They're in South End, ano? Isang group of Filipinos, nasa coach sila, nag-day trip to South End on Sea. Aba, binrake nila yung kanilang pamamasyal para manood ngayon habang namamasyal sila, no? So, yan, nanonood sa atin.
Ayan,
Mamaya, pagka pinakita mo yan, maglalabasan yung mga pangalan nila.
Yun nga. Inaano ko lang dito para
mga taga-Bohol yan.
Tama. Pwede na tayong mag-break muna, Sonny.
Break muna. Sige, magbe-break muna tayo. Sandali lang ho, no? Magbe-break ho kami at ang aming panauhing pandangal, very special guest for today, yung ambassador ho ng Hungary. Naku, marami ho. Yung 7, hindi ko na masyadong no? Moldova, Romania, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Serbia, at saka yung isa, yung sikat na yung Sofia
Bulgaria.
Bulgaria. Sofia ang capital
Romania.
Romania, oo. Ito ho, sige, we'll have a short break. Wag ko kay Alex, saglit po lamang.
Sa World Remit, naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay. Na minsan, kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
Okay, tuloy-tuloy ho tayo sa ating palatuntunan. Ako po si Sonny Laragan dito po sa ating brand new na series. Ito ho ay season 1 no, ng Embassy Natin, Kaibigan Mo. At syempre kasama natin yung ating katoto, Tabar Cards, walang iba kundi si PEPS, VILLANUEVA. PEPS, good afternoon once again sa iyo.
Yes, magandang hapon pa rin sa iyo, Sonny. Magandang hapon sa mga nanonood sa atin ngayon dito sa Filipino TV Europe. At andito na naman tayo, Embassy Natin, Kaibigan Mo sa Hungary. Parang nakakagutom yung ating lugar no?
Yes, oo. Masarap ang pagkain dyan. Napunta na ako dyan sa Budapest. Napunta ako yung mga goulash. At saka ang pera dyan parang Japanese money. Parang bang libo na yung hawak mo pero ang equivalent niya baka 10 pounds lang, 20 pounds, ganun, no? Tama ba yan, Ambassador?
Yeah. The forint is 1 pound is about almost 400 forints.
Wow,
Imagine
edi
mo,
mas
Peps.
malakas pa ang pesos.
Ha? Oo, mas malakas ang
Ayan.
pesos.
Sige, Peps, baka may mga tanong ka
Nominally.
habang wino-workout ko itong ating bagong...
Yeah, i-work out mo yan. But in the meantime, no, when we're talking of the Filipino community dyan sa Hungary, ilan tayo? Ilan ang Filipino dyan? Anong estimate ng Filipino community dyan sa Hungary?
The current estimate is about 700, no? Yeah, more or less,
Okay,
700.
Anong demographics
all
ng
over
mga
Hungary na yan.
Filipino dyan?
Ha?
Anong
The profile.
anong karamihan? Are they students? Are they married to Hungarians or
Yeah, halo-halo ang Filipino dito. Many are married to Hungarians. There are also several students, no? All over Hungary, not only in Budapest but also in other cities like Debrecen and Szeged, no? And yung iba naman mga professionals, no? There are a lot of Filipino professionals, mga accountants na employed by multinational companies, no? Here in Hungary.
galing? Huh?
Ernst and Young,
But
for instance.
Merong Filipino dyan, no? That's quite good. But when you talk of all your jurisdiction, the whole jurisdiction nyo of yung 7 countries, ilan ang Filipino dyan sa lahat ng yan? Pagka pinagsama-sama.
Pag sama-sama, siguro mga around between 3,000 to 4,000. You know?
Okay. And do you have consulates in other parts? O mga honorary
We
consul
have-
lang? O
Yeah, we have honorary consuls in Bulgaria, Moldova, and Serbia. I'm now in the process of searching for honorary consuls in the other countries.
okay. No? Pero yung Romania natin, sarado pa rin, ano?
Ang Romania, wala pa tayong yun ang kuan ko eh. Yun nga ang isa sa mga priorities ko to look for an suitable person, no? To to be appointed as a honorary consul.
Okay. Yan, sa Romania yan. No?
Ito, Peps, ano pa lang natin ito, yung ating Ayan, okay. Ambassador, Peps, meron tayong yung ating first na magtatanong muna bago natin ipasok yung ating ito estudyante, I think hindi ko alam kung masteral o PhD, but he is actually from Budapest, no? At nasa labas lang yata siya ng So ipapasok natin Peps, no? Let's say hello to, sandali lang ha. I-welcome lang natin tong ito si ang pangalan niya Ambassador si Ernel Ibarra. Ernel, magandang hapon sa iyo, no? Welcome sa ating program. Andyan at kasama si Ambassador if you wanna sandali lang ha. Si Ambassador, sandali lang. Okay. Ernel, magandang hapon sa iyo. Ernel.
Magandang hapon po, sir. Magandang hapon po sa atin pong lahat and also to our ambassador po, Ambassador CIMAFRANCA. Magandang hapon po sa inyo po mula po rito po sa Hungary. Ako po si Ernel Ibarra, PhD student mula sa
Ayan. Okay. Ernel, okay, malakas yata yung naka-Facebook ka ba? Nanonood ka ba sa show natin? Nanonood ka ba ng Facebook natin?
Po naman po, okay naman po yung signal so far.
Hindi, meron kasing
pero naka-echo po, klaro po yung signal.
may ambient sound ka kasi. Yung Facebook mo, baka hinaan mo na konti. Hindi.
Nasa train siya.
Nanonood siya on the same... baka nanonood siya on the same machine, on the same cellphone, on the same Patayin mo muna yung Facebook mo. Iwanan mo yung Viber mo, no? Okay, iwanan mo yung Viber mo.
Itira mo yung Viber.
Yung Viber ko po.
Oo, itira mo yung Viber mo. Wag yung...
Yan po, okay na.
Okay,
sige. Okay.
That's better.
Okay na po.
Yata, pero yung
Pero
video
nawala
mo...
yung video mo, madilim.
Ayan. Yung video mo, ilabas mo lang. Sige, Ernel.
Ayan po.
Wala kang video. Wala kang makita.
Okay po,
Wala kang
wait lang
makita
po.
video.
Yan po.
Yes. Okay,
Ayan po.
Ernel.
Okay
Magandang
po.
hapon. Okay, Ernel,
Yes po.
magandang hapon sa iyo. Ayan, andyan si Ambassador. Teka muna, ilang taon ka na dyan sa, ano pangalan nito? Diyan sa Hungary. Ilang taon ka na?
2019 po, so mahigit 2 taon na po tayo rito po sa Budapest, Hungary
Ano
po.
ginagawa? Briefly, anong ginagawa mo lang? Quickly lang. Anong ginagawa mo dyan? What do you do? Anong inaano mo riyan?
Ako po yung nag-aaral po sa doctorate school sa PhD po. Po yung una po ng physical education sa Budapest, Hungary na Pilipinas. At bago po ako po nakapag-aral dito as a scholar po under the Stipendium Hungaricum program, ako po ay grade school sport officer ng Ateneo de Davao University sa Davao City po.
Fantastic. Okay. Ito, andyan si Ambassador. Baka may tanong ka, no? Sige, go ahead please.
Okay, magandang hapon po, Ambassador. Masaya po ako. Apo. Ang tanong ko po ay, alam po natin na ang program po ng Stipendium Hungaricum ay malaki po ang tulong sa ating pong mga kabataang scholars po sa Hungary po. Sa tingin niyo po, ano pa ho yung pwede nating maging programa para lalong mas mapalakas at mas maitaguyod natin yung kapakanan ng mga scholars po dito sa Hungary? At albatid naman po natin na limitado po yung pong resources na binibigay sa atin ng government ng Hungary, which is nagpapasalamat pa rin po tayo. Pero sana po, ano po sa tingin niyo po yung pwede pang may assist po ng embassy natin para mas maitaguyod po na yung pong social at saka po, kung possible po, yung economic status po ng atin pong mga scholars po. Pupunta nung.
Hindi ba mas marami pera ang Hungary compared sa Pilipinas? But anyway, go ahead, Ambassador.
Well, we would like to thank, of course, the Hungarian government for this scholarship program, yung Studium Hungaricum, wherein they give opportunities for our students in the Philippines to pursue, especially yung graduate studies here in Hungary. Well, I know that the stipends given to the students are also limited. So sometimes they encounter hardships. Alam ko yung panayan. I think we already discussed about this during our forum a few months ago. And siguro ang kuha natin is we will take stock, we'll take note of this problem. And maybe when we had the opportunity to meet with the Hungarian side, in a bilateral one, kasi we're supposed to have this this yearly bilateral meeting with the Hungarian side, and we can raise this matter, if it's possible for them to increase the stipend. But if not, then maybe on our side, on the Philippine side, if we can, we will try to make representations, with the CHED, the Commission on Higher Education sa atin, if they can spare resources, some of the resources to augment the stipend of our scholars here.
Ayan, magkakaroon ng presentation sa Hungarian government. Si Ambassador will try to do that. And of course, siguro, kung wala yun sa Pilipinas, sa CHED, okay na ba yun? Okay na rin?
Okay, thank you po, Ambassador. We appreciate also po your effort in reaching us po, lalo po yung mga scholars po dito po sa Hungary kasi lumalaki rin po tayong community and I believe na may darating pa pong around 35 to 40 scholars this next school year.
Oy,
so we hope na once the
dami.
lockdown and all the restrictions are done, na makapagsama-sama po tayo at makapagkita-kita po ulit tayo after po ng hopefully matapos po yung pandemic po. So pwede pa po ako magtanong, last question na po.
Sige.
Okay lang po.
Sige, okay. No problem, of course.
Okay. Next naman po ay tungkol naman po sa sports po or regarding sa sports program ng Pilipinas at yung cooperation po ng Hungary. So, sana po, isa-suggest ko lang po na mabigyan ding pansin na mas mapalakas pa po yung pong ugnayan ng sports po sa atin, lalo sa Philippine Sports Commission at yung ating mga national sport associations na mas makapag-collab sila sa University of Physical Education at sa iba pang mga clubs po dito. Kasi po, nababalitaan po natin na maganda po yung performance ng Hungary regarding sa sports po, lalo po sa individual sport na sa tingin ko po dapat nating bigyan din ng importansya yung pong tungkol po sa palakasan. Maraming salamat po.
Ano tanong mo, Arnel?
Ano pa ho yung pwede nating maging initiative or programa para lalo mapalakas yung cooperation ng Hungary at ng pamahalaan ng Pilipinas sa larangan naman po ng sports?
Ambassador, yeah.
Yes, we will engage them, especially the ministry in charge of sports here in Hungary. I think human capacities ata yung iba ang nila dito mga pangalan ng mga ministries, no. But anyway, the International Judo Federation actually is based here in Hungary, and they're very strong. They're very strong in judo dito. In fact, a few days from now, there will be a world judo tournament here in Budapest, and in fact I'm invited to that event. Kaso lang medyo stricto yung health protocols, no? So, kailangan mo pang mag-swab test and antigen test and everything, no? So I don't know if I won't be able to meet with the Philippine delegation kasi stricto nga yung protocols. So that's why I don't know if I will be but I will try my best to attend and at least give moral support to our judo athletes, no?
Okay.
And the president of the Judo Federation is a friend of mine, so I can always if there's a need for us to improve judo in the Philippines. I think that's one sport na pwedeng tayo, no? Pwedeng magiging competitive tayo kasi hindi naman kailangan ng tangkad yung judo eh. It's weight, parang boxing yan eh. Merong weight category.
Yes,
so, but then I was informed that there will be some athletes, competing from the Philippines. So that's why I will try my best to attend the tournament event.
Thank you.
In the other,
so go ahead, Ambassador.
yeah, and the other areas of sports, we also have some Filipinas right now here in Hungary training sa gymnastics, no? Pero ito mga Pilipina nito medyo maka-afford kasi yung parents sa Pilipinas, kaya that's why they're here training here in Hungary. But we will see, we will see kung ano pa yung mga sports na pwedeng magpadala tayo mga athlete to train here, or maybe we can ask them to send a coach or trainers to the Philippines. And the same thing with our other countries in my jurisdiction, like in Serbia. In Serbia, we have a very strong sports cooperation with Serbia, because I remember before we used to get the coaches, basketball coaches, coming from Serbia.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Okay, nice.
Mabuhay ka, ha? Pagbutihan mo sa pag-aaral mo ng iyong doctorate, doctoral, Sige, mabuhay ka, Ernel. Sige, ayan si Ernel, PEPS, no?
Yes.
Mula sa Budapest. Ayan, okay. Thank you. Mabuhay.
Yes,
ayan, okay. God
Okay
bless
po,
then.
maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat. Ayan.
Maraming
Ernel.
salamat din.
Mabuhay, Ernel, ha? O yan, okay. Alright, so, PEPS, yung mga pagbati na hindi natin nabasa kagad, no? Ito, bigyan natin ng daan, no? Sige, pakibasa na lang itong mga, habang piniprepare natin yung ating mga next na mga magtatanong kay Ambassador, no? Dahil napaka well-loved to, dyan sa Okay, Ayan, Peps. Ayan, Adelina Orkin. Yan, kilala mo yan?
Si Manang Adel. Isa yan sa mga nasa South End, Nancy ngayon,
Hello,
no?
Manang Adel.
Ayan, bumabati siya.
Bumabati, no? Hello, Sunny, Peps.
Ayan, pakibasa yan, Peps. Pakibasa.
Regards to Amba Frank and Ma'am Lou. Yan.
Ayan,
no?
oo.
Si Manang Adel.
Manang Adel.
Ayan.
Oy, Marie. Of course,
Si Marie,
of course.
Nako,
Si
ayan.
Fairbank, no?
Oo. Ayan. Sunny Del Monte is watching with Adele.
Jamie.
Si Sunny, no?
Jamie.
Yeah.
Northern Ireland.
Yeah, from Ireland. Si Kit Tupas.
Kit Tupas,
Good
yeah.
afternoon, mga kapatid.
Sorry. May susunod ito si Marie yan. Okay.
Good afternoon, Amba Frank. Maayong hapon.
Maayong hapon
Kanimo.
po.
Kanimo, yan. From the UK, we go to Denmark yan, Peps.
Watching from Denmark, si Mila Christensen.
Mila Christensen. Wow.
Ayan, okay. Si
Denmark
Siam
naman yan.
Daxi, pero hindi naman, tuloy-tuloy naman yata. Tanong natin ating producer. Putol-putol ba ang ating connection o sila ang putol-putol? Tuloy-tuloy ba tayo? Tuloy-tuloy naman tayo. Okay. So si Siam, baka Siam, ikaw lang ang medyo may
nakamonitor ako sa dalawa. Mukhang tuloy-tuloy naman.
Tuloy-tuloy tayo. Ayan.
Please check na lang your Wi-Fi connection. No? Good afternoon, Sunny.
Yan, sa
Tito Pep.
Sweden.
And
Ambassador,
Honorable
Sweden yan.
Ambassador Frank CIMAFRANCA. Pride of Bohol. Mabuhay. Embassy natin, kaibigan mo. Stay safe. Virginia Ilona.
Ay, stay safe
Sa
dan.
si Virginia. Sa Gothenburg.
Baka taga-Bohol din ito. Si Virginia.
Ayan, ito yung ating kaibigan, Peps. Yung kumari natin, no? Kumari si Marites Allen.
Marites Allen, ng Reyna ng Pongsoy. No? Hello, Ambassador Frank, Peps, and Sunny. You guys are wonderful. Mabuhay kayong lahat. Mabuhay ka rin, Marites.
Mabuhay ka rin.
Ayan. Okay. Ito, okay. Sunny Del Mundo. Yan. Sunny Del Mundo. Mabati sa atin.
Chris
Peps.
and Sunny Del Mundo. Si Chris yung asawa niyang Batanggenyo. Watching from London.
Yeah.
Nakabalik na. Regards to Ma'am Lou.
Magkakarating.
CIMAFRANCA.
Yeah, magkakarating. Sunny and Chris. Yeah.
Oo. Yes. Peps, sino yung susunod?
Si Rudy Librojo. No? Good day, Monday. Happy watching from Belfast.
Ayan, Belfast. Tapos, ayan.
Elizabeth Eugenio.
Yeah.
Hello po, Amba Frank and Madam Lou, the one who sat next to you on the Venue Charity Night. Invited you over for a golf in Doncaster Golf. Ayan.
Golf club. Stay safe. Stay safe daw. Stay safe. Yeah, thank you. Tapos si parang Ronald. Yung vice chairman ba siya?
Sipat.
Vice chairman ba ng
Sir Ronald.
NPID, ng NPID, no?
Sige. Pakibasa lang.
Watching from London. Good afternoon, Amba Frank, and to you, Sunny and Peps.
Okay, ito. Ayan, si Rebel. Rebel ba? Rebel
Dichosa. Yeah.
Delonios Dichosa, Randali.
Maayong hapon, Ambassador. Maayong hapon.
Maayong hapon daw, no?
Okay, next.
Si Marites Ferreras, Peps.
Magandang hapon. Happy watching from Belgium. Aba.
Okay, ito, yan.
Yan, si Rod. Iabot, no? Watching from Saray yan. Nasa Saray.
Ayun, watching. Kita mo, Peps, marami tayong mga mga viewers, no? From different parts of Europe who are watching us. And, ayan, tawag dito. At bumabati sa ating butihing ambassador. Okay, ambassador.
Sa Seattle nga, merong nanonood sa atin sa Seattle, di ba?
Seattle, Washington State, no? Andun, may
sa
mga
Everett,
tayo.
near Seattle.
Everett. Okay. Meron tayong magtatanong uli, Ambassador, no? Ito yung taga Bucharest, taga ano yata to? Taga saan ba to? Taga alamin natin kung saang lugar to, no? Hindi ba? Ilabas muna natin. Teka muna. Taga saan ka ba? Taga Bucharest ka ba? Aishi?
Taga Budapest yan.
Budapest.
Si Aishi.
Budapest. Kilala na po ako ni Amba.
Magandang hapon sa iyo.
Good afternoon, Aishi.
Aishi,
Good afternoon po.
ano ka ba? Bakit parang Japanese ba ang pangalan mo? O yan ba yung tunay na pangalan mo? O alias mo lang?
Elias po, kasi mas kilala ako sa Aishi.
Aishi, matagal ka na ba dito sa dito tuloy, no? Parang nandun ako sa Budapest. Tagal ka na ba dyan sa Budapest, sa Hungary?
Almost 6 years na po.
Paano ka napadpad dyan?
Tagal na rin, ha?
Tagal na rin, ha?
Asawa ko po Hungarian.
So hindi ano apelyido mo ngayon?
Gamit ko pa rin po yung single ko, pero sa papel ko single pa rin po.
Pero ang apelyido ng
Yung
husband mo, ano apelyido ng husband mo?
Fekete po.
Fekete. Okay, taga Hungarian talaga yan.
Opo, Hungarian po.
Okay. Marunong ka na ng konti? Panyari, bibili ka, sasakay ka ng
Konti, opo, nakakaintindi po, pero mahirap magsalita. Pero nakakaintindi naman po ng konti.
Mahirap
po kasi yung salita.
Pati pronunciation, mahirap.
Mahirap po.
Talaga? Okay. Wow.
Opo.
Okay, so 6 years ka na dyan. Kumusta? Nagustuhan mo naman buhay sa Hungary?
Okay lang po, pero kasi yung mga ibang tao pa rin dito, yung mga ibang mga Hungarian dito, meron pa rin discrimination na nangyayari sa mga, lalo na sa Asian, ganun. Okay lang po, meron namang mabait, meron namang okay.
Hindi ko alam, Ambassador, dyan yata sa napunta na kasi ako dyan sa Budapest, no? Diyan ba yung maraming mga parang, hindi ko alam kung Chinese o Vietnamese or Thai na mga nagmamasahe yata o o kainan o ano?
Yeah, mas maraming Vietnamese dito. Ang pinakamalaking community dito, Vietnamese. Ang pinakamalaki dito sa mga Asians.
Ayun ang napansin ko. Go ahead, Ambassador. Yeah.
Yeah, they have long relations with Vietnam. Dahil, di ba, during the Soviet times, when they were under the Soviet influence, kaya very close sila sa mga communist countries.
Kaya pala PEPS napunta ako na. Sabi ko, ba't parang ang daming Vietnamese dito? Parang yung mga businesses din. Ang dami rin Oo, maraming businesses. Okay, baka may tanong ka, Aishi. Ayan, go ahead please.
Aishi.
Ambassador.
Good afternoon po, Amba. Good afternoon po sa inyong lahat.
Si PEPS Villanueva, no? Andyan.
Amba.
Si PEPS andyan, si PEPS yung ating co-host, no? Yes.
Example lang po, kunwari, nagka-COVID ako or yung ibang mga Pilipino dito. Ano pong may tutulong ng embassy natin para sa mga Pilipino or lahat ng Pilipino na magkakaroon ng COVID sa Hungary po? Ano po yung pwedeng maitulong ng embassy sa mga Pilipino?
Well, medically, wala kaming may tulong kasi
Oo.
it is
Host country yan eh. Host country, oo.
Of course, ang namin is if there's a need for financial assistance, or even making representations with the authorities, para naman mabigyan kayo ng treatment, yung tamang treatment, then we can do that. We can always do that. Now, if there's a need to halimbawa, provide some kind of financial assistance, then we can always request. We can always request the Home Office. Manila kasi meron man tayong tinatawag na ATN funds. Now, if you are an OFW, overseas Filipino worker ka, and registered, and especially if you are OWA member, active OWA member, merong mga benepisyo na binibigay sila. In fact, initially during the outbreak of the pandemic, nagbigay ang nagbigay ang COA ng something like na $200 eh. $200 sa lahat ng mga OFWs. And they also give some mga in-kind, no? Nagbibigay din sila ng mga groceries, mga ganyan. Pero dito sa Hungary, ang kasi dito ang labor office na merong jurisdiction dito is the one in Milan, no? Polo Milan. So if there are yung mga OFWs dito na pwedeng mag-benefit doon sa assistance coming from OWA, they can always contact the Polo office in Milan, no? And mabibigyan sila ng konting ayuda.
Okay. Well, yan. May katanungan ka ba o okay na yan?
Kahit po hindi paano po yung mga hindi OFW?
Well, yun nga sinasabi ko na in the case of those who are katulad mo na residents dito, no? You are already residents. Well, yun nga, if there's need for some financial assistance, then we will have to request, that from Manila. Because, ang embahada naman natin, wala tayong, we don't have a budget for that. We have to, the ATN funds kasi, yung Assistance to Nationals Fund, that is a centralized fund na controlled by the DFA. So, it's only the Secretary of Foreign Affairs who can dispense. No? Siya lang ang pwedeng mag-release ng pondo na yan.
May tanong ako dyan sa'yo, Aishi. Ano ba ang, dyan ba, permanent resident ka na dyan? O citizen? Ano ka na dyan ngayon?
Permanent residence pa lang po.
Kailan ka magiging citizen? Kailan ka magiging citizen, bale?
Kapag marunong na po ako magsalita ng Hungarian. Kasi may exam po eh. Parang may interview sila.
So, okay.
And then, kailangan marunong ka magsalita ng Hungarian.
Okay, dito sa UK, pag permanent resident ka at saka citizen, walang pinagkaiba except hindi ka makaboto at saka pag lalabas ka, pagka permanent resident ka, kukuha ka lang ng visa, no? Kung saan ka pupunta. Halimbawa, punta ako ng France kung permanent resident ako, no? So walang pinagkaiba except pagboto at saka yung pangangailangan ng visa. Diyan ba, lahat ba nagagawa mo? Pwede kang magnegosyo as a resident, pwede kang magtrabaho maski saan. Yan ba parang covered ka na ng gobyerno?
Tama.
So bakit hindi ba pwedeng hingin mo na lahat yan gusto mong tulong, hingin mo sa gobyerno ng Hungary?
Wala po akong ideya about doon kung pwede mong hingin
If
lahat
you are
sa
employed,
government.
tama yan. If you are employed. Pero katulad ni Aishi kasi self-employed si Aishi.
Okay.
She's self-employed. So,
okay.
Pero kung
Anyway,
if you are employed here in Hungary, then Filipino ka permanent resident, no? Then you will of course receive benefits from the Hungarian authorities.
Gano'n, kailangan may work mo na, Ambassador. Hindi ba porke permanent resident, they're entitled to, let's for example, yung mga healthcare. Meron na sila yan, di ba? Walang problema.
Meron yan.
Okay.
Kaya yan, meron yan. Kasi
okay.
Kasama sa kanyan, they have some kind of a parang local health insurance. Pag resident ka, you should have that.
Okay. Tsaka yung mga anak mo, pwede mag-aral. May anak ka na ba, Aishi?
Opo, meron po. Nandito po sila, kasama ko.
Sinama mo. Okay. Pero dito kay Mr. Hungarian, wala kayong anak?
Meron po akong anak sa Hungarian. Dalawa
Pero
po.
yung mga anak nyo, okay, walang problema. Napag-aaral dyan, libre, no? Dyan sa Hungary?
Opo. Libre po.
Okay. Alright.
Sagot na po ng government.
Sige. Okay. Thank you very much, Aishi. Mabuhay ka for being a part of today's program.
Thank you po.
Mabuhay.
Ingat po.
Alright.
Thank you po.
Ayan. Si Aishi,
Bye
nakakatuwa. Bye. Si Aishi, nakakatuwa, no, Ambassador. Oo. At pero mo, daming mga citizens na...
Yes, si Aishi, masarap pagluto yan.
Okay.
Nag-gandun yan.
Masarap magluto si Aishi. Okay. Si Aishi. Teka muna. Okay. All right. We'll have a short break, Ambassador at Sir, no? Ambassador at PEPS. Magbe-break lang muna tayo. At pagbalik natin, yung mga kababayan pa nating mga taga-Hungary. Meron tayong kababayan from Hungary, from Romania, at from Bosnia-Herzegovina.
Romania, meron pa, no?
May magtatanong, oo. Sige, magbe-break lang ho kami. Saglit po lang at it's a very special show dun ho sa mga ngayon lang ho nakapasok ko at ngayon lang naka-tune in. Kasama ho namin ang pinakamamahal nating ambassador, no? Mula ho sa Hungary, Philippine Ambassador to Hungary. Walang iba kundi si Ambassador Frank CIMAFRANCA, no? So, good afternoon once again, sir, no? We'll have a short break. Sandali. Asan na ba itong ating mga break, no? PEPS. Meron naman tayong mga pagbati dyan mamaya, no? PEPS, no? So, okay.
Meron mga padagdag, no?
Okay, mag-break lang tayo. Huwag ko kayong alis. Saglit po lamang.
Sa World Remit, naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay. Na minsan, kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
Okay, balik ho tayo sa ating program. Tuloy-tuloy ho tayo. Ako po si Sonny LARAGAN at siyempre kasama ko yung aking katoto, no? Si PEPS Villanueva. At PEPS, siyempre, meron tayong special guest, siyempre. Sino ang ating special guest sa araw na ito?
Siyempre, kasama pa rin natin dito ngayon ang ating minamahal na ambassador sa Hungary. Walang iba kundi si Ambassador Frank CIMAFRANCA. Yan
Ayan.
po.
Okay.
Good afternoon pa rin, Amba.
Amba, good afternoon po. Yes, sir. Yes, Frank CIMAFRANCA, no? Okay. Ambassador, teka na, ilan nga uli ang population dyan, more or less? May idea ka ba? Nabanggit mo yata kanina kay Peps, natanong niya, I was half listening.
What's the population ng Filipino or population ng buong...
Hindi, Filipino, nasasakupan mo. Were you mentioning just Hungary or the total of your, sa buong ano na?
Sa Hungary is about mga 700, more or less. 700 Filipinos in Hungary.
Mm-hmm.
Then there are about mga 1,300 in Romania, no? Sa Bucharest. Tapos almost 1,000 in Bulgaria, mga close to 900 in Bulgaria. Then siguro sa Serbia, mga about 100, just over 100 in Serbia. And then Bosnia, well, I was told that, there's a growing number of Filipinos in Bosnia, pero yung statistics namin, recent statistics was mga 30 plus lang eh. No? Pero I was told by the Filipinas, some of the Filipinas in Bosnia na mas marami para siguro doon sa number na yan. No? So, ibig sabihin, may mga dumating na siguro mga bago na hindi nakarehistro. And then in Moldova, we have about 6 Filipinos in Moldova. It's a small country, and maybe less than 30 in Montenegro, and yeah.
Ano mga jobs sila? Are they mostly mga spouses ba ng mga ganyan, ng mga Slavic nationals, or anong mostly mga ano nila? Do we have nurses there in your...
Sa Romania, we have a mix of professionals at saka domestic. No?
Mm-hmm.
Those working sa mga domestic workers. No? And then, ganun din sa Bosnia, sa Serbia, many are also married to locals. No? Bosnians as well as to Serbians. No? But there are also some who are working sa mga household workers, especially especially mga diplomats, no? Dala ng mga diplomats.
Okay. Ay, yung sa
yun
Denmark
pala
kasi
ang marami, no?
sa Denmark kasi Faroe Islands ba? Pati ba Greenland o Faroe Islands lang yung mga fish processing yata doon, PEPS, di ba? Ang mga trabaho.
Yeah,
Oo.
Greenland at saka sa Faroe Islands, ano?
Dito sa UK may farmers tayo sa hindi ko alam kung hindi naman dito kundi sa bandang ano pa pangalan nito, yung mga maliliit na islands na malapit sa France pero British doon may mga farmers. Jersey, may mga farmers
Guernsey
na
Islands,
yes. May mga farmers.
Guernsey and Jersey. Yeah.
Guernsey and Jersey, may mga farmers tayo, no? Okay, Ambassador, meron tayong magtatanong, no? Isang doctorate din ang doctoral ano rin no? Doctor estudyante. Mukhang napakadaming mong estudyante diyan sa no, which is good, no? At tayo maraming mga kababayan na nag-aaral diyan for mga further studies nila, no? We have here from taga Budapest, no? Ito ho ay si Marjorie Maido. Marjorie, magandang hapon sa iyo.
Marjorie, yeah.
Hello, good afternoon po. Mayong hapon, Ambassador.
Mayong hapon po, Marjorie.
Mayong hapon, Sir Peps and Sir Sonny.
Maayong hapon, maski hindi ako Bisaya. Maayong hapon.
Magandang hapon.
Good afternoon. Yes, nasa ka ngayon? Nasa Budapest ka, no?
Nasa Budapest po.
Ilang taon ka na rin?
Apo.
Ilang taon ka na? Ilang taon ng pag-aaral mo? Doctorate ba? 1
4
year,
years
2 years?
na po.
May
4
doctorate ba
years.
na 4 years?
Actually po, ang curriculum po nila dito is 5 years.
Doctorate?
So, nag-apply pa po ako ng extension. Yes po. 5 years po ang kanilang program dito.
Okay. Ikaw magiging pinakamahabang doktor na Pilipino? Ganun? Dr. Marjorie Maido?
Hindi po, mas mahaba po sa Pilipinas po.
Really?
Nakakawalong taon po ang mga PhD sa atin.
Really? Hindi ko alam yan. Akala ko dito maiksi lang, mga 2 years. Anyway, so, ayan, ano pinag-aaralan mo?
PhD in Sociology po.
PhD in Sociology. Anong pangalan ng university mo?
LT po, Yotvosh Lorand University.
Marunong ka na mag-Hungarian nga ba? Hungarian, marunong ka na?
Kitchi po, kitchi. Ibig sabihin po, konti.
Kichi. Okay. Kichi lang, konti lang.
Ibig sabihin, konti.
Right. Ano pinag-aaralan mo? English ba ang medium
Yes
of
po,
instruction
English
sa
po.
eskwelahan?
English.
Yes, English po.
So wala palang stress masyado pala dyan, no? Kung napunta ka ng Italy or Spain, no? No? Anyway, yes. Baka andyan si Ambassador, baka may gusto kang itanong kay Ambassador. Go ahead, please.
Yes po. Ito po yung tanong ko, ano po yung mga intervention na ginagawa o maaring gawin ng embahada para sa mga estudyanteng dumaranas ng diskriminasyon at karahasan sa mga social fields na kinabibilangan nila dito? Ibig sabihin, maaring galing sa universidad nila or generally sa lipunang ginagalawan ng mga estudyante dito.
Parang nahilo ko sa tanong mo. Ano ibig sabihin? Meron kayong sabi mo?
Discrimination.
Intervention po.
Hindi, oo nga. Pero yung,
may hugot po ako, sorry po.
Anong ginagawa sa inyo? Parang what do you mean? May nangyari? Oo.
Meron po mga particular na mga sirkumstansya na nangyayari sa mga estudyante. At isa po ako dun sa mga naka-experience, pero na-solve ko na rin naman po yung aking problema. Pero sa mga maari pong maka-experience ito, ano po kaya yung ma-offer na tulong o intervention ng Embahada ng Pilipinas?
Okay. Hindi ko lang may specifics, no? Pero parang kayo, harassment, physical, o ano ba nangyayari?
Yeah.
Mga standby ba
maari
yan?
pong ganun. I mean, general na lang po yung tanong ko. Maari
sige,
pong
sige.
physical, maari pong, yeah.
Okay, sige, okay.
Yes,
Masasagot mo ba yung tanong niya?
Well, alam mo yung discrimination, it happens everywhere, no? But especially here in Europe, countries here in Europe, even in the eastern part of Europe, member na ng EU, they're very particular about human rights. No? So, yung mga ganyang if the discrimination really is very serious in nature, no? Then you can always go to the authorities to complain. No? Also, halimbawa sa university, there is always a mechanism, no, in the university where you can file a complaint. No? Now, ganon din sa police, no? If nasa lipunan, and then especially if it involves physical violence, halimbawa, no, and or verbal abuse, you can file a complaint with the police, no. And kung halimbawa hindi kayo pinakinggan o binaliwala yung mga complaint niyo, then pwede kayong you can approach us, and we will make representations in your behalf.
Okay po.
Okay.
Salamat po. Yun po yung hinihintay ko na sana po magkaroon ng representation from the embassy, especially na hindi po kami marunong magsalita ng Hungarian at maring hindi po kami pansinin sa mga sa mga government agencies po dito.
Ambassador, may local hire ba kayo dyan? Mayroon kayong, let's say, staff ng inyong ambahada na, I don't know, local hire na Pinoy siguro or probably Hungarian?
No, Hungarian. We have a Hungarian interpreter, no? Kasi mahirap pag wala kang Hungarian na local hire, no? But we have also a Filipino who is married to a Hungarian who is the embassy driver, no? He can also speak Hungarian actually. And so far naman pag mga with the authorities here, many of them can speak English, no? Kasi yung mga edukado dito, those who are educated here in Hungary, they can speak English. No? Pero yung medyo alanganin yung edukasyon, yun yung medyo mahirapan ka, no? Because they don't really speak English. No?
You go to France, you go to Italy, pareho din, ganun din, yung mga uneducated, yung mga simple lang, di ba? Oo.
Correct. Sa France, sa Italy, minsan lang kasi, doon naman, talaga sinasadya, kahit marunong sila mag-English, ayaw lang nila masalita.
Lalo sa France. Lalo sa France.
Oo,
totoo yan.
Mas pinakagrabe sa France.
Mas grabe sa France, oo. Ang solusyon doon, pag nagmura ka, maintindihan, magugulat eh. Naintindihan pala. Okay. Well, ang assistance to nationals, let's say may nakulungan kababayan natin, yan, na-assistahan naman ng assistance to nationals. Ayan, kung may nangyari sa inyong... kunyari, ikaw, halimbawa, Marjorie, bigla sa pikon mo, sinampal mo, o kinulong ka. Ayan, may intervention ng ang Philippine Embassy, no? At
pero wag
so kailangan po pa balang magkasala muna ako.
Hindi naman.
Parang magtamang premise yata yun. Kailangan pa muna magkasala.
Hindi naman. Ibig sabihin lang, aalalayan ka ng embassy kapag masagan mong pagkakataon. Okay, hindi mo napigilan, napikon ka, pero di ba?
Well, kung if it's self-defense, then of course, that's normal, no? Pero as I've said, do not use violence kasi dito sa Europa as well as diyan sa UK, pag ikaw ang unang sumuntok, ikaw may kasalanan. No?
Ayun, oo.
So, pwedeng magmumurahan lang kayo, but huwag lang gamitin yung lahat.
Okay lang po yun. Kung minumura ka, murahin mo rin. Okay lang po ba yun?
Yeah, correct.
Oh, sa New York,
okay.
sa New York, ganyan, magkakadikitan mo.
Better yung magpasensya ka na lang. Kung wala namang...
okay.
Tama naman. Sa New York, PEPS, tsaka Ambassador, tsaka Marjorie, talaga ayaw, naghihintay kung sino ususuntok. Ganyan na sila, yung mukha nila, dikit na dikit, nagmumurahan eh. Halos maghali ka na, pero dahil naghihintay kung sino mauuna, no? Yun lang.
Mauna talo.
Oo, parang gano'n. Siyempre, may right, parang may right yung isa na pag ano, di ba? Okay, so, okay ka na? O may question ka pang ano? O, wala
Meron
na?
pa
Okay
ba?
na?
Pwede pa po bang umirat
Quick
ng
lang,
isa?
quick lang. Sige, pwede ba? Quick
Okay
lang.
po.
Sige, okay.
Ito po more on aftermath na ng COVID kasi marami na rin po naman ang na-vaccinate dito na mga Filipino. So, meron po
sandali,
bang mga programa?
Marjorie, quick question lang ba?
Yes
Sana,
po.
sana hindi mahaba ang sagot ni Ambassador dyan. Maasahan ba natin maiksi lang?
Hindi naman. Yeah,
sige, di bale. Sige. Kasi
pwede
meron
naman
pa tayong
pong sumagot
tatlo pa
lang siya ng isa lang po.
Sige,
Kung
go
meron
ahead,
pong
please.
programang isasagawa yung embassy sa pagtalakay ng COVID-19 pandemic aftermath na po. Like for example, sa mga nagkaroon ng mental stress, sa mga nawalan ng trabaho, somehow giving hope lang po. Meron po bang ganong programang tinatalakay ang embassy or maaaring isagawa in the near future?
Sa amin dito sa UK ang bahala dyan, no?
Well,
Pero kayo,
especially,
sige.
after this, pag mag-normalize yung sitwasyon ngayon, no, I really intend to meet with the community, no, yung face-to-face. I will invite the community, especially here in Budapest, doon sa embahada natin, no, para salo-salo tayo doon, no? And kasi
Looking forward po
it's a long overdue
Yes.
overdue na tong meeting na to, no? Dahil more than 1 year na itong COVID na ito na
Yes.
we are being prevented to gather, no? So that's why I think si Marjorie, I don't know if you were able to join yung virtual forum with the students a few months back.
Hindi po. Busy
Hindi,
po ang mga
wala.
fourth year po ngayon.
Shernel ang naka-join at that time. So everything is done virtually at the moment, no?
Yes.
Pero hopefully, because itong Hungary, they have already vaccinated more than half of their population as of the moment.
Galing.
And in fact, majority of the adult population. Kaya that's why medyo unti-unti silang nagre-relax ngayon. No? So maybe in the next few months, everything will normalize, just like in the UK.
Ayan.
So pag nangyari yan, then pwede tayo magtipon-tipon na ulit.
Finally, in person, makikita niyo si Ambassador. So, thank you,
Pwede
Marjorie.
na magkita-kits.
Kita-kits, ha?
Thank
Mabuhay,
you.
mabuhay, ha?
Salamat. Maraming salamat, Ambassador.
Thank you, Marjorie.
Maraming salamat, mga sirs.
Salamat din, Marjorie.
Maraming salamat, ha? Ayan.
Bye po.
Goodbye. Si
Bye.
Marjorie from ano pangalan nito? PEPS, taga Bucharest din. Sorry, sa Budapest.
Budapest.
No, nag-aaral siya ng doctoral. Mahaba pala ang doctoral. Akala ko mga ilang years lang, no? Mahaba pala ang doctorate nila, no? Diyan, 5 years na siya. From the 4 years going to the 5th year, no? Ayun,
Pagkakuan siya, nag-start siya sa masteral and then doctoral.
baka ganun,
Kaya,
no? Baka ganun siguro. Kasi yun nga, pagkakaalam ko, hindi naman ganun kahaba, no? 4, 5, parang ano na, bachelor's degree na, no? Sa atin, equivalent, no? Ayun. Peps, may mga pagbati ka ba rin? While we're working on this...
Meron mga, mga nanonood. Pati si Tess Baluyot, no? Lumabas yung pangalan dito. No? So, and then si Merly Ohayas, maayong hapon sa tanan.
Dumami yung mga Bisaya, no? Ambassador, ha? Maraming talagang they can relate to Ambassador, no? Okay.
And then si Rene Salmingo, maayong hapon Filipino TV Europe.
Yun,
Puro mga Bisaya, no? And then Zali Adjok, watching from Budapest, Hungary. No?
Ayun. Okay.
Ayan,
Sino tong ating makakasama? Ano pala to, 'di ba? Si Annie. Ann Tomasa pala, si Ann Tomasa. Ann, magandang hapon sa iyo. Good afternoon sa iyo. Mula sa
Good afternoon po. Good afternoon.
Romania ka, 'di ba? Romania? Ann?
Opo, Romania po.
Ito, Ambassador, iba ang oras nito. Malayo ang oras nito sa atin.
1 year.
Kung alas...
One hour advance na ba kayo? Yan.
Anong
One
oras mo
hour
na rin?
po, 1 hour.
Anong oras mo na rin, Ann? Sa ngayon, sa mandaling ito, anong oras mo?
Alas 6 po.
Alas 6 ka na riyan.
Isang
sa
oras
amin,
po advance na.
Tama.
Oo, alas 4:24 sa London, alas 5:24 siguro dyan sa Budapest.
6:24 dito.
Alas 6:24 kayo. Ayan, oo. Okay.
Ayan. Ayan.
So kung kausap mo ang Pilipinas, 5 oras ang pagitan.
Opo, 5 oras.
Ayun, okay. Well, mabuhay. Kumusta ang buhay dyan? Ano buhay mo riyan? Gaano katagal ka na rin sa Bucharest, no?
Una sa lahat, magandang hapon po, Amba, sa inyo po, Kuya Sunny and Kuya Pet. I've been
Hello.
in Romania 12 years na po. 12 years na siya, this May.
At 12 years na. Mukhang nag-enjoy ka. Mahigit isang dekada ka. Paano ka napadpad yan? Nakapangasawa ka ng Romanian?
Ano po, DH. I came first year as a DH by
Okay.
agency po.
Pero ngayon, ano ka na?
And then
Resident?
I got married to the Romanian.
You got married to a Romanian. Mas mabilis ba naging
Yes.
permanent resident o naging may ano ka na?
Hindi po, you
Romanian
have to wait
visa?
for 5 years. You have to wait for 5 years para magkaroon ka ng permanent residence. And 5 years po, may temporary pa lang po yun. Hindi pa siya permanent residence ng 5 years. And then
So,
after 5 years, you can apply for permanent residence.
Okay. Nakaka-11 years ka na yan. Sabi mo, 11 mo o 12 years?
12.
Oh, ano?
12 years.
Citizen ka na ba? Pwede bang maging citizen?
Pwede po, if you know how to speak Romanian fluently.
Ah,
At saka mga history nila, kailangan alamin mo rin siya.
Pareho din dito. Dito meron kaming Life
Opo.
in the UK test. Kaya lang, hindi kami hirap sa dahil English eh.
English eh.
Oo. Kumusta ang Romanian? Marunong ka na ba? O barok-barok? Ano ba ang style ng Romanian mo?
Marunong din, half-half.
Sige nga, bumati ka nga. Magmalaki ka sa amin. Magyabang ka. Magyayabang kunyari si Ann Tomasa. Magsalita ng Romanian. Sige, go ahead. Ano?
Nakakahiya, baka pagtawanan.
Hindi. Sige.
Sige,
Oo.
magsabihin na lang ako na short lang, Bună ziua, Romania. Ayun lang.
Ano ibig sabihin nun?
Sunt la Romania, ako de la 12 an. Medyo mahirap lalo na.
Ano? Oo,
mas
pero nga,
maganda kausap mo mismo ang Romanian.
Ano
para
sinabi
straight
mo?
yung salita mo.
Ano sinabi mo?
Magandang hapon, magandang araw, Romania. Bună ziua, Romania.
Okay. May isa ako expression na alam, yung minde de copil. Alam mo ibig sabihin nun?
Ano pa?
Minde de copil.
Mindi di kupil. Yung bata. Kupil is bata eh.
Copil is bata, minde is mind. Mind of a child. Pag isip bata yung kausap mo,
Mind.
at galit na galit ka, sabi mo, minde de copil. Isip bata ka eh.
Isip bata.
Mind of a child.
Mint.
Minde de mint ba? Para bang ano yan? Yung German, yung hund nila, hut, yung di nagiging ti. Ganun ba?
Hindi po.
Akala ko.
Parang sila sa Italian, French.
Oo. Hindi kasi minde,
Roman.
akala ko
French,
sabi mo
Mexican.
mint. Akala ko sabi mo minde, akala ko minte naging ti. Kasi ang German pag yung di nila, yung hund ang pronunciation eh. Yung di nagiging ti.
Yung di nila naging T.
Anyway, may tanong ka ba kay Ambassador? Andiyan siya. So, kumbaga, meet
Opo.
the Ambassador. Yeah. Go ahead, please.
Opo, kasi dito sa Romania, hindi naman na lahat kami dito expected na talaga na magkaroon kami ng embassy. Kasi we have our own ano tawag dito? May sariling dito yung natin. May sariling embahada, kumbaga hindi sila nagrerenta ng apartment. So we are expecting, I hope, we are praying kasi sa dami namin dito, hindi nga kaila sa amin na meron nga kami ditong sariling yung apartment nga kasi may iba kami dito, tinanggal nga last 2010 like that or 12. Tapos po, itatanong ko lang kay Amba kung if there's any chance na magkaroon ulit ng embassy dito sa Romania. Kung
Well,
we are
there's
praying na
always...
magkaroon.
Yeah.
Teka muna, Ambassador.
There's
Teka muna.
always,
Teka muna, Ambassador. Ibig sabihin, merong dong residence Ambassador. So, marami ka pala. If you were to live in each country every month, meron ka palang titiran? Ganun ba ang ibig sabihin nun? O hindi?
Hindi, dahil dati may embassy dati sa Romania.
Alam mo yung Romania was the first country in Eastern Europe wherein we established diplomatic relations.
Mhm.
Kasi during the early 70s, no, dahil the former Romanian president, yun si Ceausescu, was a very close friend of President Marcos.
Mhm.
So that's why nagkakaroon sila ng close personal relations. That's why we opened first the embassy in Bucharest. Long before we had the embassy here in Budapest, meron na tayong embahada sa Bucharest. And we were able to acquire, the chancery. Yung chancery natin doon was a property that is acquired and owned by the Philippine government. Hanggang ngayon, nandoon sa Bucharest. And in fact, our embassy here, nagbabayad pag maintain. We are paying for the maintenance of that apartment building in Bucharest. So hopefully, if the circumstances will be conducive enough to reopen the embassy there, kasi dumadami na rin yung Pilipino diyan sa Romania and in these neighboring countries like Bulgaria. So para hindi masyadong malaki yung coverage ng Budapest, I think it should it's better to have a separate embassy there in Romania, which will cover Bulgaria, Moldova, and even North Macedonia. North Macedonia. Pwedeng i-cover ng embassy sa Bucharest, if ever. Kasi yung embassy natin diyan sa Bucharest was closed sometime in 2012, I think. Yeah, 2012 or 2011. Ang ang charge d'affaires at the time was my predecessor, si Pepsi. Kaya nga si Pepsi napunta sa London. Kaya napunta siya sa London dahil
dito sa London.
Dahil sinara yung embassy sa Bucharest. She was the CDA of the embassy at the time. Yun yung nangyari kasi nagkaroon tayo ng streamlining sa Foreign Service at the time, wherein the Philippine Senate mandated the closure of 10 foreign service posts in Europe, Kaya sinara natin yung Finland, sinara natin yung Ireland, Barcelona, Stockholm, kasama yung Bucharest, sinara, Poland. But ever since binalik natin, so we are reopening, we have reopened Barcelona, we have reopened Stockholm, we have reopened Warsaw, Poland. So, baka sa sunod, Bucharest na siguro ang i-reopen natin.
Ano disadvantage yan sa kanila, Ambassador? Well, I don't know if you call it a disadvantage. If they wanted to renew their passports, they will have to travel all the way to Hungary, ganun ba? Ganun ba ginagawa nyo? Ano?
Yes. If kinakailangan nila, they have to come to Budapest. But the consular outreach, we conduct regular consular outreach to the countries under our jurisdiction. And Romania always is a top priority for us. So at least for us, we conduct the consular outreach in Romania at least twice a year. At least twice a year.
Ayun, at least
in fact, there is a scheduled consular outreach this coming July. We have a tentative schedule to hold a consular outreach in Romania, in Bucharest, this coming July.
Ayan, okay. So yun naman pala.
Abangan nila.
That solves the problem, yung kamukha nung traveling. But gaano kalayo ba ang travel? Kung ikaw pumunta ka ng Budapest, gaano katagal ang biyahe mo?
Land travel, medyo malayo.
Pag land travel.
More than 800 kilometers atay.
Malayo.
Land.
Malayo. Lagpas. Okay. Naku, malayo
Parating ka
pala.
na ng Bicol nun.
Miles yan, ha? Lagpas pa, miles eh.
Lagpas pa.
Oo. So, thank you, ha?
Kilometers.
Kilometers.
Kilometers, oo. Nako, maraming salamat sa iyo ha. Ann, baka baka may ano may gusto ka bang itanong pa, pahabol? Sorry. Go.
Chance, one lang yan.
Go.
If
Quick one.
there's any chance na makarating siya dito sa Romania before, the year will end, baka makarating siya dito sa Romania to meet him.
Wish. Parang Christmas wish to.
Wish ba? Kasi before.
Of course. I long to visit all of you there in Romania. No? So hopefully this coming July, I might visit Romania because accredited na ako sa Romania. I was already accredited to Romania as ambassador. So officially, I'm a Philippine ambassador to Romania.
Ayan, pwede mo nang mabeso-beso si Ambassador.
Thank
Hopefully
you.
by July, walang hitches. No, tuloy-tuloy yan. So, thank you ha.
Yeah.
Mabuhay ka ha. Ayan, mabuhay.
Mabuhay din kayo.
Sige, thanks.
Mabuhay.
Ayan po si
Thank you.
taga
Yan si
Bucharest.
Ann, alam mo, Sonny, si Ann is very active in the Filipino community. Tumutulong din yan sa ating mga kababayan dyan
Uy.
sa Bucharest.
Uy, saludo ha. Pinagmamalaki ka ni Ambassador ha. Ana.
Thank you
So,
po.
ayan, mabuhay ka. Saludo kami sa iyo ha.
Thank
Sige,
you po.
sige.
Kayo din po. Bye-bye.
Pero alam mo,
Thank you.
Alam mo, Ambassador, parang hindi ko naman sinasabing legitimate yung hiling niya. No? Kaya lang, when I was asking you about the population of the different, yung mga nasasakupan mo, lumalabas, mas mataas pa ang population ng Pinoy sa Romania at saka sa Bulgaria. Diba? Kanina kasi sabi mo 800 tapos 1,002 yata sa Romania, Bulgaria, mga 1,000 something yata parang minimension mo. So parang ganun, no? So because
Correct.
now we knew, Peps and I and all our kababayans knew that the first embassy pala in Eastern Europe was in Romania because of the friendship of the former president. So these are tidbits of information that we get to know as Peps and I get to ask you guys, no? And kayo, even if you don't ask them, yung questions na isi-share nyo, no? So maraming salamat ha, Ana. Mabuhay kayo dyan sa Bucharest, ha?
Yung tatay ni Evan Garcia, naging ambassador natin dyan sa Bucharest.
Ganun ba? Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Wow.
si Senator Shahani. Yeah. She was the first ambassador. Senator
okay.
Shahani.
Romania.
So what was the reason of keeping or maintaining or deciding on Hungary as the center point or pivot point or whatever you call it?
Wala. Kasi, I mean, we already had, when we closed Bucharest, we already had the embassy in Hungary, in Budapest. So, it was a matter of choosing between Budapest and Bucharest kung ano ang isasara. Dahil yun nga, ang mando ng Senado ay magsara kayo ng 10 embahada sa Europa. So DFA had to, to choose kung alin yung isasara.
Ano reason? Budgetary reasons?
Yeah, budgetary. Because at the time,
Budget.
we had some
Okay.
problems sa budget.
Ayun, oo. Nahintayin lang natin yung video ni Ivy, no? At andyan dyan na siya. Para magmula sa galing tayo ng Romania, tatalo na naman tayo PEPS ng Bosnia-Herzegovina. Hinintay lang natin ang video. Wala siyang video feed. Nakikita ko na siya pero wala siyang video feed, no?
Meron dito si Stella Francisco Salvador. Hi po, watching po from Romania. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oo. Ivy, wala kang video. Hindi kita makita. Wala kami makita ang feed.
I'm here po.
Yeah,
I'm
we
not
can
sure
see.
why it's not showing.
Oo, sandali. Pero nakikita mo ba kami? Nakikita mo kami tatlo
Yes.
na
Yes.
So which
I
means
think my
nasa iyo.
screen is not
Oo,
showing.
paki-fresh. Peps, paki-fresh. Paki-fresh. na ano tayo tuloy na bubulol-bulol tayo. Hindi, paki-press lang yan, yung whatever, video or anything dyan, no? Oo, kasi meron ka na may video feed kami, so nasa iyo. Teka muna, habang binaano ni Peps, sige, tignan ko yung sinasabi mo mga messages.
Yeah, ito, meron pa. Si Jen Tonic Martini.
Dali lang, Peps.
Frank, maganda yung pangalang ginagamit nito, si Jen Tonic Martini.
Oo, ito, Peps, ipasok ko lang habang hinihintay natin si Ivy na para ipasok natin yung mga, ito. So, dali lang para maipasok natin yung, habang hinihintay natin si Ivy lumitaw, no? Okay. Ayan, maayong hapon Filipino TV Europe from Rene Salmiengo ba? Salmiengo. Ito, Peps, ito, si Sally Ajok. Sally Ahok.
Ahok,
Peps,
ahok.
ayan.
Sally,
Ahok.
Sally Ahok.
Ahok.
Yeah, watching from Budapest. Ayan, pakibasa, Peps, sa Hungary, no? Ayan, dyan.
Watching from Budapest, Hungary, no?
Hindi
Si
mo nakikita
Sally.
sa screen natin. Oliver Fernandez, pakibasa, sige.
Yeah, mahaba yung kay Oliver. Dito po sa Amerika ay uso ang issue regarding Asian hate or crimes against Asians, ano? Which may have been brought about by the suspected origins of COVID-19 virus. Meron din po bang mga kaso ng Asian hate crimes diyan?
Masasagot mo yan, Ambassador? Ano bang, wala naman siguro, no?
Well, none so far
None so
reported. Wala namang na reported na hate crime na dito sa especially involving Filipinos, no? But siguro, as I've said, yung discrimination, it's everywhere.
Everywhere, tama yan.
Kahit yan sa UK, during the start of the COVID, di ba, mga Asians, medyo galit yung mga puti sa mga Asians, di ba? Kasi lalo na tayo na, Chinese looking ako. Maraming umiiwas sa akin sa London eh. Pero kaya akala nila, taga-Wuhan ako eh.
Yeah, totoo yan. Lalo na nung kainitan pa, no? If you medyo singkit-singkit ang mata mo, maano, no? Okay, okay, ito, hi po, watching from Romania. Nabasa yata niya kanina, ni Peps, yung si
Stella Francisco Salvador.
Ito naman si Jen Tonic Martini. Ayan.
Good afternoon po, Sir Sonny, Sir Peps, and Ambassador. Mabuhay po kayong lahat. Watching from Spain.
Ayan,
Dapat yan, drinking from Spain, eh, no?
Drinking from Spain, oo. Virginia Elona, Peps.
Si Virginia, the late Ambassador Alicia Palacio became the ambassador to Romania.
Yes, that's right. I know her very well.
Really? So nauna si Shahani, si Ramos Shahani. And then mga later na ano to, no? Okay,
si Alice Palacio.
Merly Ohayas.
We are looking forward to meet you personally, Ambassador, no? Si Merly is Bisaya rin, maayong hapon sa tanan din ang ano niya kanina, no?
Oo.
Bisaya rin pala si Merly.
Okay, Peps.
Joe Cruz is watching daw.
Sino who's watching? Peps?
Nandito, Joe Cruz, yung kaibigan natin, no?
Okay.
Joe Cruz. Si Joe.
Joe Cruz.
Yeah, meron.
He's
watching.
Si Mr. Golfer, no? He golfs a lot.
Oo.
And he gulps a lot as well, no? Anyway, meron tayo ngayon, Peps, nagaling tayo, may Bucharest tayo, sa Budapest, marami tayo sa Hungary. Meron tayo kanina si Antomasa from Bucharest, no? Ngayon, pupunta naman tayo ng ang lugar nito, pagka-pronounce mo Priniabor sa Bosnia Herzegovina. Let's say good afternoon to ito, Peps, celebrity to sa Bosnia Herzegovina. Pinifeature sa mga magazines, siguro sa television din, no? Ito si Ivy Moniza Sibincic. Ayan, tama ba? Hi, good afternoon, Ivy.
Hi, Ivy.
Hi, good afternoon po sa lahat, especially to His Excellency Ambassador Frank CIMAFRANCA, Sir Peps and Sir Sonny. Thank you po for having me here.
Oy, mga kababayan, hindi nyo na itatanong, big time to, Sibincic family. Si Ivy, she's making a mark in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Ano nga ba ginagawa mo? Bakit parang social, hindi naman social, kilalang-kilala ka yan. Anong ginagawa mo?
Actually, we're just living our life lang po, and we're trying to also encourage and advocate sustainable living to other people. So me and my husband are living a sustainable life, and we produce mostly everything and grow everything at home. And dito din po, we also grow our Philippine vegetables, which I also promote to the locals here in Europe. And we encourage other people to be sustainable. So parang we got featured here because of what we are doing, and I think for my Filipino roots, and I'm proud to be, I'm Bulanan po also, I'm a Bulana, and we do gardening, we do farming, so we're just living simple here in Bosnia Herzegovina traditional life, and we're also promoting Philippine culture here. At the same time, I'm also showing them to our people the culture here in Bosnia, so they will also have idea of the life here, because we're actually very similar. We're very family oriented, and the people here are very, very nice. So I just want the between countries to have close relationships, and the rest of the world to know that Bosnia is peaceful country. Because if you know po sa history, it has been, so marami pong pinagdaanan ng Bosnia, and I want them to be hindi na po matakot about Bosnia, because here it's very nice country and it's underrated. So hopefully, little by little, we can encourage people to visit Bosnia, and at the same time, kasi po your family's advocacy is all about sustainable living. So we have our own family seed bank. We are collecting heirloom vegetables and crops, seeds, and we grow native fruit trees. We're trying to go back to the basic. So, yun po.
Peps, ako, nakilala ko to,
Congratulations.
na-inspire ako, namangha ako. Pinakita ko yung si Vincich family. Pasensya na, kung tama mali pronunciation ko, dahil hindi naman pang ordinaryong Pinoy na pronunciation yung apelyido mo, si Vincich. Ayan, no?
Oh, thank
Peps,
you po.
marami silang followers, ha? Teka muna, when you say...
Napapanti lang po yung...
When you say parang self-sufficient, lahat na, yung baboy na kinakain nyo, yung gulay na kinakain nyo, lahat, wala kayong binibili sa labas?
From meat, from poultry, dairy, ang only thing that we buy outside is the the toiletries. But before that po, sabi nila, yung grandma ng husband ko, she also do the traditional making of soap, detergent, but we're trying to also try to recover that tradition. And also we're blessed to have our own spring water, so we use it for our water consumption at home to run our household. And we also have our deep well, so for drinking water. And only missing is this solar energy, kasi we still depend on the electricity from here. Yan ang pang kulang. And mostly everything we have are beekeeping also. So
wow.
Many fruits and vegetables and annual vegetables. So yun po, traditional way of life we have here. But at the same time, we are also trying to encourage more people to do the same in our own little ways, because family is the basic unit of society. So, and most people are not aware that they can do many things even in simple ways at home. So we're just blessed that my husband have enough land to cultivate, but you can definitely do it even if you don't have much. If you are living in the urban, you can do urban gardening or backyard gardening. And so, thank you po for that's our Facebook, and we actually have a small online community pa po. So we're very busy, to be honest, but it's hard to update online about everything. But we're trying our best to show, because we're thinking that we want to inspire other people, because we know that we want to have positive impact po. So that's why we want to share, but it's not updated from time to time. But we will try to document this. I'm a DevCom by profession po, so I want to always also follow my passion, like sharing, documenting our way of life. And so, like, many Filipinos actually are interested to know about agriculture here in Europe. So I'm trying to show others like how we do it here, where we try to make videos or blogs about informative, educational, about how to do this, how to do that, about including cultures, traditions, and places to visit, and especially in gardening and farming. So they will have idea on how people live here. And
okay.
but mostly I always promote Filipino culture.
Okay, the Sunny Laragan Show, guess kita. Talagang one-on-one yon, buong programa para sa iyo, no? We will find out about it, no? Okay, andyan si Ambassador. Is there any question may gusto ka itanong kay Ambassador na andyan ka sa... Ikaw ba pareho kayo ng oras sa Budapest?
Yes po.
So Romania lang na iba. Okay, ayan. Yes. How far is Bosnia Herzegovina? Say if you were to go to Budapest first, probably I don't know for any
The
embassy.
other year
No.
po, we visited Budapest. We traveled 5 to 6 hours. So I
Malapit.
think 5 hours.
Malapit lang
So
compared
it's not
to
that far.
Romania. Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. Have you got any
Maganda po
questions?
kasi yung biyahe dito. It's just express highway and you can travel. So
The 5 hours is just like a little over Manchester from London eh. Kung ganong 5 hours ka o tipong mga bago
Lagpas ng
dumating ng
konti.
Newcastle siguro or ganon, no?
Yeah.
Oo. So malapit lang compared to Romania kanina, no? Dahil sabi, 800 kilometro, ang layo. Anyway, may tanong ka ba?
Malaki yung Romania kasi.
Oh, any questions?
yes po,
Baka
I have
yung
questions
edge,
po.
yung dulo ng yung Budapest, okay, ng Romania. Okay, go ahead please.
So, actually po, first and foremost po pala, thank you Amba Frank and Philippine Embassy team because last Saturday po, may kamustahan po kami and that was a really good initiative to ask the situation of Filipinos living in Hungary and its post-jurisdiction. So, and now, since some of my questions have been answered during the kamustahan, so I will just ask about our bilateral relationships between Hungary and our country and post-jurisdiction countries. Kasi I also want to know how can I contribute. So here are some of my questions for Amba Frank. So first, can you briefly describe Philippines' bilateral relationship with Hungary and other countries under post-jurisdiction? What are the focus areas? Do you see our countries growing closer, especially in these times of uncertainty?
Well, iba-iba yung our relations with the different countries under the jurisdiction of Budapest. The level of relations differs from one country to another. And Bosnia kasi alam natin Bosnia and Montenegro are one of the latest countries na sa Balkans, di ba? Ang Bosnia before during the 90s, early 90s, may civil war diyan sa Bosnia. So that's why hindi pa natin ma-normalize yung relation. So I think we normalize relations with Bosnia mga late 90s na, no? So that's why right now, we are trying to cultivate relations with Bosnia and hopefully in the coming years we'll be able to enhance enhance our relations with Bosnia. Kasi right now ang Bosnia kunti lang ang Pilipino and our trade and commercial relations halos minimal, no? But I was informed that Bosnia merong prominent Filipino na nag-apply to become a Bosnian consul in Manila, no? Ito ay anak ni Lucio Tan, no? Si John Gonzalez Tan. So probably I will although he is going to be the Bosnian consul in Manila, but it's very important na we start somewhere. On my part, I'm also trying to look for a suitable person whom we can recommend for appointment as honorary consul in Bosnia, no? We are of course we are thinking of getting somebody in Sarajevo because that is the capital city of Bosnia. Although alam natin na ang Bosnia merong like si IB comes from the Serb area, no? Serb
there are three governments here.
Three kasi yan eh. It's a federation. Ang Bosnia kasi is like a federation. So you have the Serb side, you have the the Muslim Sarajevo, which is centered in Sarajevo, and you have the Croat side, no? Sa Mostar. No? So we have to we have to find a suitable person na pwedeng magiging effective na representative natin din sa Bosnia. But siguro we can also help Mr. Tan to get his appointment as honorary consul. Mas mabuti para you know, he's
Both ways.
a good businessman. He's a good businessman. I mean, he's the son of Lucio Tan. So probably
Great to hear po. Kasi Tan din po ako. My great-grandparents come from Tan family.
Tan ka rin. Teka muna, Ambassador. Teka muna, Ambassador. Sinasabi mo, ang consul natin, honorary consul of Bosnia-Herzegovina in the Philippines is him, di ba? Are you saying na siya, kung pwede, siya rin ang gawin yan? Honorary consul din sa...
Hindi.
Okay.
Siya, nag-apply pa lang siya na magiging consul. No? So that's why when I talked to the Bosnian ambassador here, I pitch in for him, no? Dahil sabi ko, you're lucky that you have this person, no, who is applying to become your consul in Manila. So ang kwan ko is we'll be able to cultivate more better relations, especially in the economic and business fields. So
It will be perfect po if we have consul in Manila because we're having hard time po applying visas and all from Malaysia pa po kasi yung Bosnian embassy.
Correct.
So that's really good news. So hopefully it will be realized.
Well, hopefully ang kwan ko lang is ang sabi ng ambassador dito kasi matagal daw 'yon kasi the process takes a long time because it has to be approved by the federation from all the
Yes, I understand po. It's very
Okay. Well, meron ka bang final quick question? Okay na yun?
last po.
Sige, last. Okay. Ayan.
I just want to have some example po kasi I also want to help our community, so the embassy. So how can our Filipino communities in Hungary and post-jurisdiction countries help our embassy in cementing our ties between countries po? So is there any way that we can help the embassy na matulungan namin kayo na mag-close between countries, yung ties between? So what as Filipino citizen can we do to help the embassy po?
Magaling to, Ambassador, ha? Imbes na nangihingi ng siya na ngayon ang gusto tumulong, no?
We want to contribute something po.
In fact, what Ivy is doing now is already yun, malaking tulong yun. She is already a very good ambassador of the Philippines, no? Trying to promote Philippine culture, no? In Bosnia. Kaya papasalamat ako kay Ivy, not only because he is a kababayan, no? A fellow Bolano, but really yung vlogs ni Ivy has helped a lot in
raising the profile of Pinoys.
Raising awareness, no, among Bosnians of our country there in Bosnia.
Saludo kami sa iyo.
And vice versa. Yung mga Bosnians nakikita din natin yung pamumuhay nila sa Bosnia. Yeah.
Maganda yung ginagawa mo, Ivy dyan sa sa Bosnia-Herzegovina. Pero maski pa tama yung sinasabi ni Ambassador Frank, no? Because you're doing something, no? You're raising the profile of Filipinos. You're letting them know kung anong lahi tayo, kung sino tayo. Siyempre, mga never heard tayo dyan, no? Pero with what you're doing, you're raising awareness via social media. Sabi mo, DevCom kang specialist, di ba? Development Communication, no? O developmental communication.
Graduate po ako, Vizca in Leyte.
Oo, so mabuhay.
I used to work also for the government in DNR Region 7. That's why I always want to
sa ano ka na yun? Magkababayan yata kayo, no? Magkababayan yata kayo, Ambassador Frank, no?
Yeah, from Bohol.
Bohol.
Bohol, Magaling. Okay. So, mabuhay, ikaw, mag-guest kita sa The Sun LARAGAN Show, ha? So, thank you.
Thank you po talaga for the opportunity.
Yes, Ambassador, i-guest namin yan. I-guest yan sa The Sunny Laragan Show. Go ahead, may pahabol ka sinasabi. Go ahead, Ivy.
But, thank you po sa inyo, Sir Sonny, for this opportunity. Sir Frank, I'm very proud po talaga na you're my Bulanon food ka ambassador, that you are ambassador here. I was very surprised when I found out that we have a Buholano ambassador, and when I heard the news, it's like, wow, like maka-proud, super maka-proud, and I'll try my best to help you out if there's some ways we can help you out. We're having only a small Filipino Boston community, but we are easy to communicate and build some projects or help out. So we'll see what we can do po if there's some way we can help out. And thank you for the opportunity today to ask questions, and thank you also din po sa pag-recognize on what our family is doing. So I did not expect we will talk about it. So thank you, and I hope po I look forward for the next meeting po. Thank you. God bless po. Mabuhay po.
Thank you.
Salamat. Well done. Congratulations, Abby.
Congratulations. Kung proud ka na meron kang Boholano ambassador, mas lalo si ambassador proud sa'yo of what you have achieved and done. No? So, mabuhay ka. We salute ko. When I knew you, nakilala na kita, lalo ako namangha sa'yo. Ayan ho, si Ivy Moniza Sibinchik. Si Binchik family, hanapin nyo sa Facebook. Si Binchich pala. Si Binchich, sorry. Binchich, nakakalis.
Pito sila, pito.
Si Binchich. Okay, thank you very much, ha. Si Binchich, okay. Mabuhay. Ayan. Mabuhay. Ayan, okay, ayan. Naku, nakakatuwa naman talaga yan.
Actually, 7 chicks dapat yun kaso Bisaya, kaya naging 7 chicks.
Si Binchich. Oo nga kasi Chich, no? Si Conit Kukoc. Tama ka. Kukoc. Tony Kukoc. Yan. Ngayon, nakakalito, no? At least naliwanag eto magandang PEPS itong ginagawa natin. We learn a lot from our ambassador guests. Halimbawa, the names are Bosnia and Herzegovina. You would be thinking two different probably people mixing in one, di ba? Parang Czechoslovakia, the Slovaks and the, Czech Republic. Pero ito, sabi niya, merong Croat. May Serbs, may, di ba? Tatlo yun, di ba? May mga,
kaya nga nung araw, magulo dyan
Magulo.
Kaya nga magulo dyan nung araw because of the different ethnic backgrounds nung mga nakatira, no? Kaya na hati-hati yan, no?
Yeah, because
marami yan, nagkahiwa-hiwalay.
Yugoslavia kasi was a federation.
Federation, yung Yugoslavia yan. Puro galing sa Yugoslavia yan Pati Montenegro, hindi ba?
Yeah, Montenegro, Serbia,
Montenegro was part of that. Croatia.
Pero Ambassador, bakit, for example, may Croats na sinasabi mo, why don't these people instead join Croatia? Ito ba yung mga Croats of Croatia?
No, kasi meron na siyang, there was already a defined border before.
Mm-hmm.
No? When they were still a federation, naka-define na yung border nila. No? So they were Croats but identified as Bosnians. Ang kwan lang nila is yung
ang ethnic nila background Croat.
Actually pare-pareho yung yung lengguwahe nila halos pareho But it's just that pag Bosnian Croat, Roman Catholic. Ang relihiyon niyan most probably Roman Catholic. Kasi Croatia is predominantly Roman Catholic like Hungary.
Pero hindi siya kamukha ng India at saka Pakistan na yung mga Muslims nagpuntahan ng Pakistan, yung mga Hindus nagpuntahan ng India. Hindi ganoon.
Pero meron pa rin naiwan sa India.
During the Civil War, there was merong ganong displacement, no? Konting displacement. But of course, that was discouraged, no? Because the US, Europe, sila yung arbiter Kaya hindi pwedeng magkaroon ng ganong displacement, no? So that's why the Serb, the Croat side of Bosnia, as well as the Muslim, predominantly Muslim Bosnia, talagang they had to live together as one federation.
Okay, all right. Ambassador, ito last but not the least, isang kababayan natin na nasa nakabase sa Budapest, no?
Budapest.
Oo nga, Romania. Budapest, Romania. Budapest, Hungary. Nalilito ako sa
Hungary.
dami ng hawak mo. Hindi ka ba nahilo, Ambassador? Sa 7 yung hawak mo. Montenegro, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Moldova, no? Romania, Bulgaria. Tapos, ang dami. Grabe, no? Ang dami yan.
So far, hindi pa naman.
Okay, well, we'll have somebody from yeah, like I said, Budapest to, no? At ito si Michael, no? Michael Rodriguez, no? Michael,
Rodriguez.
magandang hapon sa iyo, Michael.
Okay.
Michael, good
Hello.
afternoon.
Good afternoon sa inyo. Boss Sonny, Boss Peps, amba. Narinig niyo ako?
Ayan. Dinig ka namin, pero
Can you see us?
pero nakatingala ka eh.
Yan, Peps. Yan si
Ano,
Mike,
tingnan?
si Mike Batangas yan. Batanggenyo yan.
Kababayan.
Si Peps Batanggenyo, Mike.
Alay.
Oh.
Michael, okay. Ilan taon ka na riyan sa Budapest? Pest.
Matagal na yan.
Medyo may katagalan na. So, dumating ako rito. Ayoko sabihin akong kauna-una ng Pilipino. Pero yung misis ko siguro nauna. 1994, October ako dumating. Dito
Parang
sa
10 years old ka
Budapest.
nung dumating ka dyan, no? Parang 10 years old siya nung dumating
Yeah.
kasi. Mukha niya, Peps, kung add mo yung di ba? Oh, you look very
Bata
young.
pa eh.
Ilan taon ka na nakarating dyan? Mawalang galang na sa'yo.
Eksakto, dumating ako rito, 21 years old ako.
O bata nga,
Wow.
tama ako.
Bata,
Tama nga ako,
no?
Peps.
Nagdebu ako sa aeroplano. 21
Bakit?
years old.
Dinala ka ng parents mo rin? Paano ka napunta rin? Wife mo?
Actually, nagtatrabaho ko dati sa Pilipinas, sa parang Republic, RAGC, so sa isang kumpanya. And then meron akong tiyahin dito sa Budapest nakatira. So, nagtawag sa akin, sabi niya, tinanong niya ako kung gusto ko rin magtrabaho sa Budapest, Hungary. So, sabi ko, sige, why not? Bakit hindi? Kaya lang,
Okay.
ang tanong ko, teka lang, saan ba yung Budapest? Siyempre, hindi ko alam kung saan di ba? So
21 years old ka dumating? 21 nung dumating ka
dumating
riyan?
ako na 21
Ayan.
years old.
Okay, sige. Diretso na tayo kay Ambassador Frank. Baka may tanong ka. Go ahead, Michael. Andyan na si Ambassador at alam niya taga Batangas ka, no? So, yes. May tanong ka ba? Go ahead, please.
Magandang gabi na sa atin, magandang gabi sa inyo.
Oo.
Tanong ko lang, no? So, unang tanong. Ano po naghudyat sa inyo upang maging isang hinirang na amba ng ating bansang Pilipinas?
Yung earlier part na question natin, paano napunta ka riyan, no?
Alam mo yung kaming mga ambassador, kahit career, no? Mga career ambassadors, we are political appointees, kumbaga, no? We are appointed, chosen by the president, no? Kasi an ambassador is the personal representative of the head of state. So, I was recommended, obviously I was recommended being a career officer, no, of the DFA. I was recommended by the DFA also, but of course the ultimate decision rests on the president.
Ayun. Okay. Michael, yeah.
Okay.
May next question ka. Siguro, last question siguro.
Next question, pangalawa. So, ilagay natin sa sarili ko, sa sarili ko. So, matagal na ako nanirahan dito. For 27 years na. So, kami ng asawa ko, so is also Filipina. Nagkaroon kami ng 2 anak. So, yung panganay is 22 at yung bunso is 12. So, both pareha silang pinanak din sa Budapest, Hungary as Filipino citizen, no? But I know one of these days mag-a-apply sila for local, which is parang Hungarian citizen. So, they allow, di ba? Ang tanong ko lang is, pwede ba nilang i-keep yung pagka-Pilipino nila kung dumating ang ganung pagkakataon?
Yes. Under Republic Act 9225, yun yung Philippine Retention and Reacquisition Law, no? Citizenship Retention and Reacquisition Law. So once they choose to become a Hungarian sometime in the future, pwedeng they will just execute an affidavit that they intend to retain their Philippine citizenship. And then they will just take the oath of allegiance, and then they will still retain their Philippine citizenship. So they will have both Hungarian and Philippine citizenship. And kung hindi nila ginawa yon, pwede pa rin, no? Even if they become Hungarian and then they lose their Philippine citizenship, if they choose to become Filipinos also, aside from being Hungarian, they can reacquire. No? So they can apply for reacquisition and then again take the oath of allegiance. No?
So pwede mag-dual citizen. Pwede mag-dual citizen yung mga anak mo. Walang problema. Pero ang Hungary ba, hindi ba sila ba, ano ba mga countries sa ambassador na hindi pwedeng magkaroon ng dual citizenship? Lahat ba pwede? Lahat ba ng bansa sa buong mundo?
Well, it depends on the country. Ang alam ko dito sa Europa, ang pinagbawal ng Germany at saka Austria. Germany and Austria, they don't allow their citizens to have dual nationality, except with countries that they have a parang bilateral agreement.
So Romania, Bulgaria,
like Hungary and Germany, merong agreement yan, dalawa. So you can become both German and Hungarian citizens.
And Hungarian.
Ayun,
kasi merong bilateral agreement yan. US at saka Germany, ganon din. So you can become an American and a German at the same time. Pero Germany at saka Philippines, wala tayong ba. So you can only become a German or a Filipino.
Or a Filipino. You have to elect. No. So ikaw, pwede ka mag-dual citizenship, no? Di ka pa yata citizen, no?
Ako hindi.
Di pa. Okay. Well,
kailangan magiging fluent si Mike sa Hungarian.
Yan ang that's the hurdle, no? Ambassador PEPS at saka Michael, no? That's the hurdle, no? Kailangan ipasa mo pala yung exam na yung language test nyo. Pero baka naman elementary language test lang, basta marunong ka lang sigurong I don't know, no? Baka mababa lang, baka grade 1. Level 1.
Ang importante daw is kailangan mong may mga question na as in Hungarian. And then ang isa pa is kailangan mo raw malaman yung national anthem nila. Kailangan mong kantahin.
Ayun, madali lang yan siguro. Madali lang.
In Hungarian? I don't think so.
Yes. Okay. Well, anyway, maraming salamat.
Yes, Ambassador. Walang problema.
Walang problema.
So, they grew up with the language.
Dito na lumaki.
Dito nag-aaral. So, kahit alam nilang na kahit sabihin ko sa kultura natin is ganito, so mahirap. Kasi dito nag-aaral.
Pero marunong sila mag-Tagalog, Michael? Mike?
Syempre naman po. Siyempre naman po.
Good.
Yeah. Dahil sinabi ko na sa kanila, kalimutan niyo ibang lengguwahe, huwag ang Tagalog.
Ayun, tama naman. Tsaka kausapin mo, kasi tatalino sila in a way, para sa akin, I believe in that, no? Dahil marami silang alam na lengguwahe.
Nakakaintindi sila.
Multilingual.
Effort yan eh.
Kaya lang, kung minsan, may pagkais-lang, but huwag mong papansinin kasi mapapahiya sila eh. So, pinababaya lang namin. So,
tama lang yun. Yung mga taga-Amerika, saan ka pupunta? Di gano'n. Magtatawa naman ba yun? Diba? Saan ka, trabaho mo? Diba? So, Michael, thank you very much. At ikay isa sa mga sinauna. Pero mo, 21 years old ka. Tapos anak mo, 22 years old. Imagine mo, ang tagal mo na rin.
At 27 years na doon, no?
Pag dumating ka ng 65 years, siguro, pag dumating 65 years old to, mukha lang itong 30 years old, di ba? Peps.
Ang asawa mo ba, Batanggenya rin? Batanggenya rin, Michael?
Tubong Iloilo.
Ilonggo.
Kaya yung anak namin, ang tawag ko is Bisanggenyo.
Ayun, tama nga Bisanggenyo, Bisaya na Batanggenyo. Tama.
Very good.
Mabuhay ka.
Maraming salamat, Michael.
Maraming salamat, Michael.
Okay.
And God bless you dyan. Ayan, okay.
Mabuhay. Okay. God bless. Bye-bye.
Mabuhay yan. Ayan, mga kaibigan, si Michael, no, from Rodriguez. So, yun, ang dami nating mga kababayan na nagtanong, no, from there, no, from different parts of, tawag dito, nasasakupan ni Ambassador Frank CIMAFRANCA, no? 7 kasi yun.
Sa dami, nakakalito na.
Okay.
Si Mike works with the Spanish Embassy.
Right. Okay.
Ito yung asawa. Ito yung asawa.
Okay. Yun naman pala, no? So, nasa, ano pala sila? Sa Spanish Embassy, no? Diyan sa France din, marami tayong mga kababayan, ambassador na nagwo-work, nagtatrabaho sa mga embassies din, no? Okay.
Bago tayo matapos, Sunny, may mga nag-messages na naman sa ating Facebook page. Baka gusto mong, ayan.
Ito, may parang comment lang si Merly Ohayas. Yan. Babasa ko, Peps?
Dito po sa Budapest, nung bago pa lang ang pandemic, nakaranas kami ng discrimination, bullying, pero hindi naman ganon kagrabe. Ayun.
Kamukha sinasabi ni Ambassador Frank, di ba? Maski sa UK na rin, yung mukha ka kasi
Chinese,
Chinese,
sa UK,
diba?
before. Nung nandun ako sa UK, naranasan ko rin yan.
Mukhang Chinese eh. Tama. Ito, Peps, next natin. Si yan. Kilala mo yan? Si Onauj Ohimlab. Yan.
Si Juana yan. Juana Dalmeo. Juana Dalmeo. Hi po, watching from Romania.
Ayan.
Si Rudy Librojo. Good day po, all sir, handsome legends. Sino kaya yung mga legends na yun? And all viewers from Belfast.
Ayan, kasama natin si Ambassador Frank CIMAFRANCA. Okay. Darmin.
Si Darmin. Belgium yan. Bahala rin yun. Hello po sa lahat. No? Nakita ko dyan si Rafa. Hello po, good afternoon. Kuya Sunny and Tito Peps, Villanueva, and Ambassador Frank CIMAFRANCA. Rafa. Yung may award hindi ba?
Yes. Well, hindi. Ano pa lang siya?
Nominated, no?
Nominated, yes.
Well, good luck, Rafa, no? And then Tito Peps, Sunny, the new Vice President of Philippine Airlines is Mr. Tan, the grandson of Lucio Tan. He is only 29 years old. Siyempre naman, Virginia, silang may-ari
Hindi, teka lang, yung ba yung sinasabi mong consul, yung grandson? O,
hindi,
son,
iba yan.
The son, di ba? The
iba yan.
Ito,
Apo ni Lucio Tan.
Ayan.
Good luck and thanks, Ambassador Frank. Advance happy birthday. Aba.
Hindi, Peps, birthday mo yata pag-usapan, birthday ni Ambassador Frank.
Malayo pa yung birthday ko.
Hindi, alam ko, si birthday ni Peps 2 days from now, ba? Tama ba, Peps?
Si Peps pala yan.
Tama ba, Peps?
Siguro, oo.
Happy birthday, Peps.
Happy birthday, Peps.
Thank you. No?
Okay.
At ka-birthday ko si Virginia. No?
Yes. Kaya,
hello, guys, mga sir. Hello, guys, mga sirs. Good noon sa inyo. Watching from our kitchen, Denmark. Aba, si
galing,
Nemia Delvo Larsen.
Larsen, yan.
Larsen, talagang ganyan. Danish name.
Proud Bisaya, dito po, Ambassador. Si Rafa.
Bisdak,
Si Rafa, Bisdak na yan. Si Rafa.
Si Rafa. Tiga Southampton yan. No? Southampton, sa UK yan.
May natututunan tayo kay Ambassador Leo Herrera Lim, no? Na yung mga Sen, Pedersen, kung anong Sen yan. Son of, parang ganyan. Ayan, son of.
Christian Sen, son of Christian.
Ganun, son of Kaya napunta kami kay Hans Christian Andersen na yung palang libro ni Hans Christian Andersen, nalaman din namin, yung mga tidbits ba, na translate ni Jose Rizal para sa kanyang pamangkin. And nabibili sa National Bookstore. Tama ba yung Peps?
National Bookstore sa atin, yes.
Yung
mga fairy tales.
Mga fairy tales
si Gat Jose Rizal lang nag-translate, no?
Oo, Hans Christian
ito pa,
Andersen.
Rosalie Lorison is watching. Kilala ko itong isa na ito, Julie Villanueva daw is watching.
Ito Peps.
Kilala ko yan.
Siyempre. Ito pa. Sino yan? Good evening po sa inyo lahat from Erd, Budapest.
Sendula.
Yosefne, okay. Parang parang kumbaga nasa Budapest na, which is parang London na yan, pero Streatham o kaya merong ganun ba yan?
Siguro maganda outside.
Chelsea.
Outside.
Ganyan, Okay. Do you like the weather dyan sa kumusta naman?
Pahabol si Kit, no?
Oh.
Daghang salamat pud Amba Frank Ogsa.
Ayun. Oh, yes. Oo.
Sino yan? Si Kid?
Si Kit Tupas.
Si
Kit
Kit
Tupas ba yan?
Tupas.
Kid, Tupas. Tupas, yeah.
Na-meet mo na ba si Kit
Salamat.
Tupas? Ambassador, na-meet mo na ba yan? Si Kit Tupas? Hindi pa siguro, no?
Hindi pa.
Wow, okay. Siya ang one of the main Philcom leaders diyan sa Belfast.
Well, Northern Ireland. Actually, outside Belfast yan.
Hindi. Northern Ireland siya na yata. Hindi ba Belfast? Saan ba si Kit? At
Hindi, pero yung kanyang bahay, outside Belfast.
Pag na-meet mo yung ambassador, para na rin siyang ambassador, parang contemporary mo pag na-meet mo. Ganun ang asta niyan. Parang very, ano ba, Peps talagang masyadong magiting tingnan yan, si Kit Tupas, no? He's a very good friend of ours. Patagal na. Pagka merong mga outreach ang embassy sa dyan sa Northern Ireland.
Kulang pala yung binasa ko, no? Nadagdagan pa. Belfast City nga pala siya. Belfast
doon siya, Peps. Doon siya mismo, sa Belfast.
Ogsa atong duha nga host nga gwapo. Aba, parang naintindihan ko yun,
Ayan, nilinaw ni Peps. Sabi mo kasi countryside siya.
Dalawang host.
Ayan.
Yung dalawang host daw ng mga gwapo. Yun. Biglang naintindihan
Ano sabi, Peps? Hindi ko naintindihan. Ano ulit? Ano translation? Ano sinabi? Translation?
Dahil sabi niya, yung kanyang sinabi, daghang salamat po, Frank C. No? And then, dinugdag niya yung ogsa, atong duha nga host nga gwapo.
And also, ganun, hindi? And also, ganun, hindi?
Oo.
And also,
the two host. Good-looking host, no? Itong, alam, dyan ako believe kay Kit Tupas, malinaw ang mata.
Wait, teka muna. Ito, may isang message dito. Si Sandula uli. Peps, mga pahabol na to. I'm sure, napasarap kasi ang ating kwentuhan with Ambassador Frank CIMAFRANCA, no? Bibihira lang natin mahuli kasi to, no? At saka ang isang season iikot yan, baka makumpleto namin lahat ng embassies. Baka next season pa namin ma-meet uli si Ambassador Frank, kaya medyo excited kami. At kasi siya ang aming Deputy Ambassador din. Masasabi natin, tama ba? Can we say that? Deputy Ambassador dito sa United Kingdom.
Chief of Mission.
Chief of Mission. At dyan kami nakikipark daw kami sa kanilang malapit sa Romulo Cafe, Diyan kami ni Peps, kami dalawa, nakikinabang kami kay kay Ambassador, we are very thankful, sa pag nagpupunta tayo sa Central London at kailangan mag-park, Ayan, Sandula Joseph sabi niya.
Yan, piniliwanag niya, yung pong name ko ay copy from my husband, Joseph, as it's their culture to use it. But originally, my name is Susana.
Yeah. Susana pala siya. Alias Sandula. Alias Sandula. Joseph ne.
Okay. Well, at least natututo tayo, Peps, mga bagay-bagay in our journey of going around all the different embassies na most of them, mga kaibigan natin, kamukha ni Ambassador Frank CIMAFRANCA, Ed Dizon de Vega, si
si Ed de Vega.
Ed de Vega.
Si Tess ang Dizon.
Si Tess ang Dizon.
Tess Dizon. Ed de Vega, si Ed, teka muna, si Leo Herrera Lim. Herrera Lim, si Tess Dizon de Vega. Sana matuloy na si Myla, diyan sa Vatican, hinihintay natin. Sana makarating na at makisama
natin sa Wednesday. Wednesday yung kanyang
sa Wednesday.
Hearing.
Ayan, pati si Ambassador
this Wednesday na ang kanya, CA, hearing ni Myla.
Yes. Yeah. Ambassador Bignay Ruiz ba yan? Bignay Ruiz? Bignas Ruiz?
Basinang Ruiz.
Basinang Ruiz.
Basinang, si
Leia.
Well, we're having him 3 weeks from now, Peps, di ba? Si Leia Basinang, di ba? We're having her. Of course,
kasama
Tess Dizon de Vega.
sa Malaysia. We served together in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur. Si Leia.
See, when we talk to you guys, kayo, Ambassador, lahat ng mga nasa foreign service, at tanong namin sino ang kabatch nyo? Sino ang kabatch mo na ambassador ngayon? O nag-retire na? O ano?
Ed de Vega.
Kabatch mo ba si Ed de Vega? Okay, okay. Other than him, sino pa ang ano mo? Nasa Europe siguro or nasa... Wala na?
Wala. So far, wala dito sa, wala dito sa Europe.
Si Gary Domingo ba, kabatch mo?
Ahead sa akin ng isang taon. Si Gary. Si
okay.
Gary,
New
si
Zealand.
Sureta,
Ayun,
si
okay.
Cookie Feria. Yan mga ahead sa amin ng one batch ahead.
One batch ahead. O kasi nga...
Si Ed, talaga, talaga.
Ang talagang kabatch mo talaga. O kasi may mga kabatch yan by batchmates no? Ganun Minsan sabihin sa akin nung mga consul general natin o yung mga consul, kabatch ko si ganun, kabatch ko si ganyan, no? And then sometimes if we need communication, sila na rin ang tumutulong sa amin through sa mga batchmates nila. So, yun ang reason kaya we yung network natin ng mga embassies lumalawak because of our contacts, no? Yung mga contacts, initial contacts. Ambassador, I guess, no? Pasensya na, napahaba ho at napa-overtime tayo at napasarap po kasi kwentuhan natin. Baka meron ho kayo nais iparating sa ating mga kababayan na mga mensahe pa, baka nakalimutan nyo o baka hindi namin na itanong at gusto nyo bigyan ng emphasis. Nasa nyo ang pagkakataon, Ambassador?
Well, wala naman akong except that just a small announcement lang for especially the Filipinos here in Budapest. We intend to have a small celebration of parang Thanksgiving celebration sa Philippine Independence Day, with a Eucharistic celebration, Holy Mass doon sa Inner City Parish dito sa Budapest, in Marcius Ter. Yung address niya is Marcius Ter, Inner City Parish Catholic Church. That will be on June 12 at 11 a.m. So it's just a Thanksgiving Mass. It's also a long overdue celebration of the quincentennial, 500 years of arrival of Christianity in the Philippines. Kasi hindi tayo nakapag-celebrate niyan last April because of the lockdown, because of the pandemic. Kaya sabay-sabay natin i-celebrate. It's a simple celebration kasi hindi naman tayo pwedeng mag-tipon-tipon pa nga and we cannot also hold the National Day reception. Kaya ito na ang alternative natin, na we can get together and give thanks to the Almighty for giving us the gift of faith and the gift of freedom.
Ayan.
Okay. Pero may pahabol dito,
si
Amba.
Kitupas.
No?
Ito, papasok ko lang. Kay Kitupas may mention siya. Parang baka alam ni Ambassador to, ilabas lang natin, no? Ayan.
Yeah, kung related, no? Ask ko lang po kung si Amba Franksi related sa mga CIMAFRANCA ng Tubod, Lanao del Norte, Bisaya din.
Well, as I've said, maraming CIMAFRANCA pero siguro related sa amin yan, but mga distant yan, mga distant relatives. I don't know where, anong branch ng CIMAFRANCA yan. Kung taga Bohol ba, or from Cebu, or from Dumaguete, or sometimes from Zamboanga del Norte, sa Dapitan. Pero alam ko yung kilala ko yung mga CIMAFRANCA na yan sa Tubod. And in fact, yung isang CIMAFRANCA na nakapangasawa ng anak ni Dimaporo.
Ali
Governor Ali Dimaporo, yung anak ni Ali Dimaporo.
Yes.
Yung not the old man, yung original na Ali Dimaporo, yung
Okay, yes. From Bohol sila. From Bohol sila.
From Bohol.
Either mag-expand ng konti sa Dumaguete or sa Cebu. O sa Buanga rin, nabanggit nga ni Ambassador, no? So yan ang mga CIMAFRANCA. Ayan. Pero Spanish surname yun, no? Di ba? Spanish din ang tunog
CIMAFRANCA, no?
CIMAFRANCA, no? Ayan, oo. Okay, yes, Peps.
Bago merong isang pahabol, ang appointment system daw ba pa rin, Amba?
Yes, we still because of the pandemic. That's why we still we still adopt the appointment system to try to, to manage the crowd, no? Yung pupunta sa pumapasok sa embahada. Because we are a small embassy at we cannot afford, our people to get infected kasi pag na-infect yung mga tao namin, wala na, sarado ang embahada natin. No? Just like a few months ago, when our local hire, one of our local hires, nagkaroon ng COVID, no? She got infected by her family. Kaya pansamantala, sinara kaagad namin yung embahada to disinfect, and then kami lahat nagpa-test kami. And once I found out that we were negative, then saka ko binuksan ulit. So we really have to, we have to really strictly implement the health protocols at this time.
Okay.
Okay.
So until further notice, tuloy yan, tuloy muna yung appointment system.
Yeah, but hopefully nga, pag medyo okay na, no, if the situation normalizes, kasi as I've said, marami nang na-vaccinated dito sa Hungary, and we at the embassy will be having our second dose in the next few days. No?
Good.
So after that, then we will see. No? And we are hopeful that we'll be able to by summer this year.
Okay. Kasi nung mga ibang embassies pinag-usapan, hindi lang naitanong dyan sa inyo ng mga inyong mga constituencies, yung mga taga dyan, ng mga Pinoy. Election na ho next year. Kumusta? Meron kayong registration ho para sa election ho for next year?
Yeah, ongoing.
Ongoing yan?
Ongoing thing. Yeah, it's ongoing. Except that yun nga, yung mga nasa Romania, sa ibang lugar, Bulgaria, kailangan namin pupuntahan pa kasi hindi ka pwedeng magpa-rehistro na walang may biometrics din yan.
Okay, hindi pa pwedeng no? Oo, okay. You have to be physically magpa-rehistro, no? Pero ang botohan ho is by postal pa rin, no? Yung postal voting pa rin, no? Oo, magpapadala kayo. Postal, okay. So ayan. So sana yun, no?
Ito,
yun siguro,
may pahabol pang dalawa.
Oh.
Sani, nakita mo?
Ito, okay. Sige. Ito, okay. Okay. Kilala natin to, siyempre. Ito, hindi pwedeng hindi mapasok ang tanong nito, no? Okay, ito, ayan. Kilala ni Ambassador yan.
Amba Frank, regards to the family, Julie Villanueva. Parang kilala ko rin yan.
Oo, parang kilala natin yan.
Regards din.
Regards, kay Mrs. Villanueva. Okay, ito yung ka-birthday mo, Peps.
Oo, si Virginia Ilona. Thanks dito, Peps, Sonny, and Ambassador Frank CIMAFRANCA. A blissful summer. Mabuhay. Tingnan mo yung kasunod.
Ay, alam ko. Dahil ito yung batchmate, ito yung batchmate.
Si batchmate. No?
Si batchmate, yan.
The ambassador is real pogi.
Yan, si
Ambassador
Eddie De Vega.
Ayan,
Segunda lang ako sa kanya.
Ayan. So yung mga ibang kasama nyo nasa ibang lugar, wala sa Europe, dalawa lang kayo. Meron ba nasa Amerika?
Most of them are in the home office. They are holding the key positions in the home office.
Okay.
Yung isang kabas namin is parang acting USEC for administration. He's the acting USEC for administration.
So ito, may nag-agree Peps. Sabi ni Kit Tupa, si Ambassador Kit Tupa sa Northern Ireland. Ayan. Agree ako dyan, sabi niya. Ayan, yung kanina, nakita nyo, ito, yung nakita, baka nagtataka, sino ba itong Eddie De Vega? Ito ho, mga kaibigan, yung nakapanayam namin, nung episode 2 po, nung ang ma-feature ay Belgium ho, no?
Belgium.
Ang ating ambassador sa Belgium, si Ambassador Ed De Vega, yan. Eddie De Vega. Ayun.
Yan, no?
Kanya pala
maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat, Ambassador. Thank you very much.
Maraming salamat sa inyo, Sonny and Peps. And maraming salamat sa pag-imbita nyo sa akin dito sa inyong programa. Embassy natin, kaibigan mo. At hindi lang kaibigan mo, kaakibat mo, kaalalay mo, katulong mo. Lahat na.
Yes, Ambassador, in any small way that we can help, alam naming meron siyempre kayong mga Nandyan kayo mismo sa Hungary, Moldova, and these other 5, no? Pero in our own small way, if we can help, no, by way of dissemination, and we're looking forward to the next season because we're gonna go around, no, sa unang season namin, at pagbalik natin, season 2 na ho siguro yun. Kaya maraming salamat ho. We wish you the best ho, no, kayo ni Ma'am Lou CIMAFRANCA, yung inyong may bahay, and we would like to thank her especially for
She's here right now. She's here right now beside me.
Kumusta? Ayan. Si Ma'am Lou. Ayan, kumusta? Hello. Nako, the spouse. The spouse, ano ba tawag dito? Very spouse get together.
We miss London.
Oy, I was really thanking we were acknowledging your coordination with us, no, kay Ambassador Frank, no. Maraming salamat. Malaking bagay ang pagkikipag-coordinate at pagiging malapit ninyo sa inyong mga kababayan diyan sa 7 nasasakupan nyo. More power, Ambassador, no? At we look forward, Peps and I are looking forward to pero hindi na kami sa Greenland kasi niyayaya kami ni Ambassador Leo sa Greenland. Medyo harsh ang Kaya pero kami sa pupuntahan natin Greenland, pero pupunta rin kami pag nadalaw at maganda-ganda ang panahon. We'll go to hopefully visit Hungary in future, no? So more power sa inyo mag-asawa, ha? And looking forward to our next interview. Mabuhay po kayo, Ambassador. Take care and God bless.
Thank you.
Have a nice week ahead of you.
God bless and stay safe. Stay safe.
Stay safe. Ayan po mga kaibigan, si Ambassador, no, Frank CIMAFRANCA ng Hungary at 6 pang mga bansa. Marami yan. May Romania, Peps, may Moldova,
Bulgaria, Serbia, Montenegro,
Bosnia and
Herzegovina.
Ang dami niyan.
At saka
parang hindi ko matandaan sa dami. 7, no?
Sa dami, 7. Kaya nga bumilib ako kay Amba. Nung nag-umpisa tayo, binanggit niya lahat nang walang binabasa, no? May pahabol pa si Amba Eddie, no, De Vega. Batchmate Frank.
Batchmate Frank. Sabi niya Batchmate Frank. Tama nga kasi nung tinanong natin kung sino ang ka-batchmates niya, binabanggit niya si Ambassador De Vega, no? Diyan sa no? The Ambassador is real pogi. Teka muna. Batchmate Frank, ayun.
Bago sabi naman ni Michael Rodriguez, yung ating kausap kanina.
Peps, may sinasabi si Ambassador. Sandali lang. Yes, Ambassador.
I think I don't know kung kasama sa point si yung isang kabasmate namin sa Paris.
Really?
Parang
yung CDA ngayon sino pa pangalan si Rao ang apelyido yata.
Si Rao Mindiola, si Eileen. Si Eileen was my assistant sa Asian and Pacific Affairs in the late 90s. Bagong officer pa lang yan si Eileen. We were together in the China division.
Okay. Ambassador, pagka ganyan, na ano na ba? Sabi mo na okay na yung sa France? O hindi pa?
I don't know kung makasama siya sa mag-CCA.
For example, kayo, kunyari napunta kayo sa CA na aprobahan na, gaano kabilis o gaano katagal ang bago physically nandun ka na sa bansa mo? 1 month? 2 weeks? 3 months? Ganyan?
No. Mga 2 to 6 months, depending on the how fast the country can process what you call the agrément.
Agrément.
Agrément is the consent that is given to your appointment.
So not in the next 2 to 3 months, no? Not in the next 2 months, no? Hindi pa?
That is very fast.
Okay. So, hihingilin namin yung tulong mo siguro doon sa France ngayon, Peps, no? Because we will have to schedule her as one of our, because she is the CDA now in France, no? So, we won't be able to wait for the ambassador.
Eileen is very good.
Kasi we cannot wait for the ambassador. Sabi mo, mga 6 months pa yan. So, if we will have to make the rounds of the Europe, dadaanan namin siya. Maski paano, we'll have to. Okay. Ambassador, maraming salamat, ha? Ikaw pala'y pogi ang tawag ni Ambassador, the real pogi. So, sabi ni Ambassador De Vega, duplicate, andyan, ha? Tapos Batchman Frank, ayun, no? Kita mo, talagang Ayan. So maraming salamat, no? Thank you very much. And you take care, guys, ha? Ingat-ingat kayo dyan, Ambassador, ha?
Salamat po.
Maraming salamat, ha? Sige, thank you, Ambassador, ha? Ayan.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, ayan, si Ambassador Frank CIMAFRANCA. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Ayan, bye-bye. Si Ambassador Frank CIMAFRANCA. Peps, ayun. Okay, may mga pahabol ka pa rin?
Yung huli ni Michael Rodriguez, very well said po, Amba. Mabuhay.
Ayun.
Si Kit Tupas naman nagsabi, next, pwede po ba sa Berlin? Kit, abangan mo sa 14th of June.
Sa Berlin.
Si Ambassador
We're having Ambassador Tess Dizon de
no?
Vega. Oh, yes.
Naka-schedule na siya. No? So, 14th of June, it will be Germany. No? So,
14th of June. 21st of the week after, we have Poland. Tama ba?
Poland, no?
Oo. Iikot ho kami. Sabi ni Michael, well said ho, Ambassador. Sabi ni Michael Rodriguez. Kababayan mo yan, Peps. Pangasinan. Taga Batangas.
Batanggenyo ka ga?
Batanggenyo. Ayun. So,
paano ba yan? Ganire.
Maganda itong ating alam mo, napakaganda nitong ating ginawang programang embassy natin, kaibigan mo, because hindi lamang doon sa mga nasasakupan nilang ng mga ambassadors, Peps, it is also to all of our kababayans in the whole of Europe, no? Nalalaman nila yung mga bagay-bagay.
Ang reaction sa atin from all over, no? Yan, nakakatuwa.
Nakakatuwa. And we're so glad, no? Nice natin pasalamatan din lang siyempre ang World Remit, kung hindi dahil sa kanila, di ba? We will not be able to produce this program na
wala itong ating programa na ito.
No?
So
Tuloy-tuloy.
maraming salamat.
May mga nagtatanong, kailan po ang Sweden? Yan, sabi ni Lini Larson. Ang Milan, million thanks. Sabi, hindi ko pa namin alam. Nakaayos na. Hindi, may naka-plancha na. So, we're trying to have one season of 13 weeks na yung first batch ng mga embassies. And then we'll come back. Ulito tayo.
Yes.
I'm sure, may ambassador ba sa Sweden?
Meron yata ngayon, meron.
Oo.
Yun yata yung pinggol
Ayun, okay. So, siyempre, dadaanan natin yung mga Spain, Italy, France, Poland,
Victor
Austria.
Pinggol, no?
Dadaanan ho natin yan. Sige ho, pabayaan nyo. Tinatrabaho namin kasi scheduling ho yan eh. It's a matter of scheduling. No? Ayan.
Okay,
Peps,
so...
meron ka ba mga pagbati pa? Mga pa? Wala na? Papaalam ka na?
Wala na, no? So, paalam na tayo, no? Maraming salamat po sa inyong walang sawang pagsubaybay dito sa amin sa Filipino TV Europe. Ito po yung inyong programang Embassy Natin, Kaibigan Mo. No? And abangan po ninyo yan sa Lunes, alas 3 ng hapon, UK time. Kami magbabalik ni Sunny dito po sa Filipino TV Europe. Salamat po.
Okay, well, I guess it's time for us to say goodbye. Medyo napahaba, napasarap yung ating kwentuhan, Peps, no? At yan, so kami nagpapaalam na, no? Maraming salamat to sa mga kababayan natin na sumama ho sa atin. Siyempre, lalong-lalo na doon sa ating pinakamamahal na ambassador na naging special guest natin. Of course, lahat ng kanyang nasasakupan naging bahagi ng ating programa. Thank you very much. So, ingat-ingat ho kayo. We'll see you again next week, di ba? Next Monday for another edition, Monday uli for another edition of Embassy Natin, Kaibigan Mo. Siyempre, nice natin pasalamatan din ang World Remit, no? Hindi ho dahil sa kanila, hindi ho natin mabibigyang daan itong ating programa. So, thank you very much. So, the program is brought to you by World Remit. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Enjoy the rest of the day. Have a nice week ahead of you. Bye.
Sa World Remit, naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay. Na minsan, kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.